Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another live stream of the rehearsals of Eurovision the Eurovision Song Contest 2024. It's Mattitude, the live stream where we talk about, yes, you guessed it right, Eurovision. My name is Matt. I'll be your host for today, but I'm not alone. Let me bring in the rest of the team here. Let's see. First up, James, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me this time?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. We had some audio issues right before this live stream, so I'm glad just in time that we figured them out, right? No pressure.
Oh, indeed. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Let me also bring in Boris. Can you hear us, Boris?
Yes, of course, I can.
All right.
Boris.
Of course, I once again I cut your face off halfway, so there you go. Just figure out your position.
It's okay. It makes me look better.
So we are here to discuss day 3 of rehearsals because, as you know, and in case you don't know, let me explain it to you. This is the closed rehearsals of semi-final 2 first half. What does that mean? The acts are rehearsing individually. Currently, we do not have access to those rehearsals, but we have the access to the pictures, to the Reddit TikToks, not Reddit TikToks, the Reddit updates, blogs, and all of that stuff. They use like 20 different sources for us to get the information, so that's why I get always mixed up. So we'll talk this through and share our thoughts and insight, of course. We've done it for the last 2 days, and I know there's already a bunch of stuff out there, so I will jump right into it. We have no time to waste. Hello, everyone in the chat. Of course, we will answer your questions as well. When you ask questions, please make sure to put at ESC United so we know that you're talking to us. Of course, a super chat is always answered first, but as long as you put that in there, that would be appreciated. And while you're at it, please, and that's free, please like this video because that helps in the algorithm or any video that we put out. I know you hear it on every YouTube video, but I cannot emphasize how important that is. And of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already, because that's an issue if you're not. Okay, first, Boris, before I come to you, I'm going to talk to James real quick because I haven't had a chance to talk to you yet about the last couple of days. We don't have much time to go through it, but have you watched the TikToks and looked at all the pictures of the last 2 days?
Yes, I've watched a fair few of them here and there. Yes.
Anyone stood out in particular for you?
Probably no one will agree with me on this one, but Portugal. I liked Portugal. I liked the aesthetic of that one.
People agree with you,
dude.
Yeah, they do.
So let me tell you, it's a very perfect transition to what I was going to say. We put up a poll, just like we did the day before, to find out what our readers think, who had, based on their first impression. This is, of course, very, very basic because we don't have all of the information. Who they had the best first impression, and actually number 1 is Portugal. James, 28% of our readers said that was the best rehearsal of the day, followed by Slovenia with 19%, Azerbaijan sitting in 3rd place with 16%, Luxembourg 4th with 10%, Finland has 9% in 5th place, tied with Australia. Actually, they're both at 9%. Then Moldova, 7th place with 5%, and 8th, aka last place, Iceland, 4%. So it is certainly kind of, what you are saying, James. Portugal had a very good first impression. Now let's jump right into today's date. And I know already Boris's answer, but James, is there anyone in particular first half of today that you were really interested in?
Yeah, oddly enough, the first one. Our friends in oh no, Greece. Sorry, I must get the schedule all mixed up. Greece is the one I'm interested in seeing.
Yeah, and that's what somebody asked in the chat. Who are you mostly interested in, Boris? I know you said it yesterday. I'm trying to remember what your answer was because there were a lot of people on there.
I think I answered Austria and Armenia. Greece also by default, but I have my reasons to say Greece, and they're not very flattering.
Okay. Well, I'm interested in Armenia and Greece. Armenia because it's such a cheerful, I want to see that happiness, and Greece because I have no idea. The song is very busy, so I would like to see if the staging is going to be equally busy. And I know we don't have any, I don't think any TikToks up, at least not as of like 10 minutes ago. So, but we do have a few pictures, and that's what I want to jump right into it. So let's take a look. I'm going to go to the official blog, because the first country that rehearsed today was Malta. And I'm going to, well, I don't have the blog up here yet. Where is it? Oh, they have like multiple threads now there as well. Let me find the official blog here as well. Give me 1 second. I'm just stalling right now. I thought I had the blog up, but they're like links within that particular update schedule as well.
It's okay. The second half is never this rushed. Like we get, I think Armenia stops their rehearsals at 10 to 5 my time.
Oh, there's a daily live thread. I found it now. They have like a daily live thread and they have a daily thread. So that's why it was confusing. Okay, got it. So let me read Malta's see here. This what Malta says. Today happens to know every move of Sarah's dance routine. He's able to tell us the main routine is largely the same, other than having been polished up a bit in places. So I assume they're referring to the national final. But the dance break has had a rework. It's still the flip, but with added shirt removal by the 4 male backing dancers and also blindfolds. There's also a very impressive salsa-style shoulder lift. Costume-wise, Sarah's in a sparkly silver bodysuit, and the cubes are getting their first LED action of the day. Not that anyone will be looking at the graphics. This is quite the show. And pyro update, fireworks during the big note in the bridge before the final chorus, and the big firework finish. We are now fully awake. All right. So now that we went through that, let me go ahead and share my screen, and then the 3 of us can talk this through. So this is Malta opening the semi. You have, as mentioned, the 4 backup dancers wearing black. You can see my screen, by the way, right?
Yes.
It jumped in front of my live stream stuff, so I can't even see it. Okay, I was hoping. All right, so okay, So as you can see, there's red and blue and purple staging, the 4 dancers, and she doing her thing. And there's the blindfolds. I would assume they started with the blindfolds and then ripped them off at some point. But they're shirtless then. I don't know. And one person is not wearing a blindfold, I think. So I don't know. Okay. Lots of dancing. And there are the pyros.
It's amazing how this manages to now look like a budget Chanel.
See, here's the thing. I didn't want to say it. That's why I was like, okay, let's not always go back to Chanel. But because the outfit and everything really, I just got Chanel vibes, you know, we can't help it.
It really just is. Sometimes a spade is just a spade, and this is a spade.
It has a lot of similarity. That's how I felt just seeing it this way. Because even like when I listened to it, I'm like, okay, it feels very slow-mo inspired, but I don't want to always make that unfair comparison because it's just a specific genre, and it's not like Chanel invented it, but she certainly perfected it in Eurovision terms.
Yeah, so, that's the main issue with trying to evoke Chanel. You're always going to, or you're very likely going to be compared unfavorably because you're not going to be as good as she was.
Yeah.
But Sarah is pretty good as a live performer, so I'm kind of excited to see what she's cooking with.
Yeah,
it's maybe a little bit too derivative, but I like what she's going for.
James, do you think this is a good opener right now? What are your thoughts just looking and hearing about Malta?
Well, I mean, the blindfold leads to the obvious joke that this is the Maltese broadcaster's approach to this, just going in blind.
Blind.
But yeah, no, I agree with the assertion of budget Chanel here. And yes, obvious comparison, but yeah, kind of dry. I was not a big fan of the national performance final, and I thought it was a bit naff, and I'm not seeing too much here that elevates it beyond that low rentness.
Yeah. Ms. Zilanen says, could be a health and safety issue with all the performers wearing blindfolds at the same time. Well, as someone who works in insurance, I can only concur. Liability issues here for sure. But I'm sure they can't see through it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I kind of agree with what y'all were saying. I think it almost gives me not Cyprus vibes, but you know, they're going with a similar idea. 4 male backup dancers, one female singer in the center, the center focal point of it. And that is basically what we get a lot this year, and quite a lot at Eurovision. I personally, putting, like the comparison we had with slow-mo right now aside, we see that a lot. And I'm getting just a little tired of this particular staging. And does it work sometimes? Sure. But you have to really, really elevate it to something significant. And I don't think the song itself is significant enough to make it like, whoa. So that's why from what I'm seeing right now, I'm like, yeah, a little predictable, a little bit safe, a little bit Malta. But I will also just, wait and see how that's all going to pan out. But yeah, it looks fine. We'll see how that one goes. The staging is kind of what we expected, but the song itself isn't enough to make it stand out, and the staging doesn't add a lot here. I kind of agree with that. Oh, hang on. Alexandros is here. Hey, can you hear us?
Hi, Kalispera.
Kalispera, right back at you.
How are you?
We are great. It's so good to join us here just in time as we are briefly discussing Malta. We're just catching up on everything. Have you looked at the pictures yet for Malta this morning?
I have. I can't say that I haven't because I have seen.
Yeah, don't lie. So what are your thoughts so I don't have to share them again?
I think it looks great. I know that you've said right now that there is this comparison between slow-mo and Malta's. Of course there is. But for some reason, I think it looks great. And I really like it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious because was it you? No, Yehonatan had Malta high up, right, in the ranking. So I think yes, I would love to hear his opinion. He'll be here in just a little bit, so we'll go back to Malta to discuss this one. So we're going to discuss Malta more, of course, throughout the day, but we want to catch up to everything that has happened so far. So I'm just gonna what we've been doing this entire time actually while doing that is Malta going to qualify? Based on your feeling and your first impression. Of course, this is nothing set in stone. We're just getting based on the first hunch and vibe. So there's no maybe, as I say. So if you think in the chat here right now, and as well people on the live stream, do you think Malta is going to qualify? Raise your hand. So nobody thinks on our team right now here. Malta is a
I'm
contender
thinking.
to
I'm
qualify.
still thinking about it because I'm kind of on the fence with a couple of countries. And
Is
Malta
anybody
one of
else
them.
on the fence with Malta? Does anyone see Malta as a potential qualifier? Alexandros,
Okay.
James?
Yeah.
No. So James, you don't think Malta is in contention?
Well, I mean, technically, she's in.
I mean, technically,
everyone
is. Yeah.
I
You know what I mean.
Technically, he said condescendingly.
I just think the chance is slim. I don't personally believe. I don't think the song is strong enough to capture too many stands, regardless of what her performance is going to be. So I personally think, she's not even marginal as a qualifier. I think she's a slim one.
Okay, so I said it before because I listened to all the songs way later, just like a few weeks ago. And when I listened to Malta, I assumed, well, this is the song that the Eurovision crowd, they're going to eat this up. And then I saw the responses and I was like, I guess not. Sometimes you just never know. Sometimes it just doesn't click.
I think it's largely because of the flag and because of the way Malta's selection worked. You've missed all that drama.
I guess so.
Actually looked at it. Yeah. You looked at it with fresh eyes, and I think your assessment is probably more close to what casuals will think than what fans will think. Fans see Malta and they assume failure, and I am not sure about that at all.
I kept my hands down, but I'm more like this is a borderline non-qualifier for me right now. But I can absolutely see when we see the whole work that this could go through. You kind of fall in the same bucket, Alexandros?
I wanted to say that. Okay, yeah, I agree with that, but also I want to hear her vocals because in what I've heard from the live parties that she did, her vocals are not very stable in some parts, not in the entire song. So I want to hear if her vocals are good, then she has a good chance of borderline qualifying. But if her vocals are not very good, then we're talking about 100% not qualifying.
Yeah. So I
What-
finished the poll. We'll quickly just think now. So 37% of our viewers believe Malta will qualify right now. Again, nothing set in stone. You know, this is early on. And 62% say no. Boris, you going to say something?
No, I think what damns Malta more than anything else is just the position that she's early in the running order, and we're going to have other girl bobs down the line that could potentially be as good or better. You have Greece coming on later. You have Austria coming on later. You have Georgia.
Not that much
coming
later.
on
On top of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that much later. Like, she really needs to make an immediate, strong impression. And the question is, can she do that from position 1? That is really the conundrum. It's a massive mark to overcome, especially for Malta, which is traditionally not a televote country.
No,
It's just very stacked. It's very stacked.
Yeah. Yes, Destiny would agree. Although not fair, because Destiny did really well in the semis in the televote. But
she was second, I thought. I think
yes,
Sherman
correct,
won
second.
it, and she was second.
Yes, correct. And it was pretty close second on top of it. But anyways, we're gonna go for the others real quick, and then we go into more detail. The next country that was rehearsing was shocker of the day, Albania, second, right? So basically, Besa's costume is bringing the first pointy shoulders of the day as part of a blue and black pantsuit with gold detailing. She also has 2 backing singers and 3 female dancers in nude bodysuits, which we have totally not seen this year at all, sarcasm, who perform a contemporary routine. Projections of more dancers on the LED wall, and the cubes give it even more scope and drama, so it feels like they will fill the stage. Simple, but really effective. The way the song goes full drum and bass in the final chorus gives it a really epic finish, and the tempo of the dancing is ramped up to match. So before we share our thoughts, let's share the pictures to get some visuals going. Hold on 2 hot seconds. Gotta always jump back and forth. Oh, hang on. I need to move this over because I'm always sharing my main screen here. Let me move it to my 3rd screen. All right. Screen, window. There you go. So that's her outfit. Blue and black has been described already. There's one dancer.
A choice.
I'm sorry?
It's definitely a choice.
Okay, I'd love to. So she's singing.
At least she ditched the Statue of Liberty look. That was more cleavage than clothes. That look was.
I have not seen the national final performance, so I can only go by the music video, and I've only heard, because I know you're all gonna maybe talk about the original version versus the new version. I've only listened to the new version, so I don't have that comparison. So it looks like she's like singing to her. I don't know exactly. So it seems simple, the staging. So they're the 3 backup dancers. We don't see the backup vocalists. They're probably backstage, maybe. I don't know. But I do like the idea that they have live vocalists. Oh, no, there they are. You can see them. I see, that's a plus already for me for Albania. So they're getting extra point just for having live vocals. Okay, so I find these pictures a little non-descriptive. It looks pretty. Yeah, that's it. So to me, the song itself, yeah, it's a bit, the song to me is a little bit on the, generic sounds always so condescending, but certainly on the whelming side, not overwhelming side, what I mean? The song, it doesn't really grab me a whole lot, so I was looking for some staging that really grabbed me, but also, and it's a similar thing that we mentioned yesterday about Moldova, Albania has budgetary constraints, right? So they often don't bring the greatest stagings because, kaching. So I understand maybe why they're sticking with something simple. So based on the pictures, it doesn't tell me a whole story. I'll wait for the clip and for the whole thing. But yeah, right now I'm just a little bit more. Oh, hang on a second. We got somebody else joining. Who that?
Well, hello there.
Well, looking
I'm no longer the
fashionable.
person with the worst taste in chat. Thank fuck for that.
He is here.
Troy PM is in the house. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited about rehearsals getting started. I'm a little I need to get my hype up for the entire event. Also, I just been swimming, so I need a bit more energy, maybe. So, but we'll get there, and I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay. Well, I'll give you 2 seconds just to gather yourselves while I'm asking the rest of the team about. We were just talking about, or just started talking about Albania. James, what are your thoughts on what you just saw?
Well, first off, hello to the man who loves a good bop with a drop. So,
Who's Bob with a drop?
but with regards to, have any of you seen Star Trek, the original series?
I mean, I've seen parts of it, yeah.
Yeah, it gives me very much Star Trek original series
yes,
vibes.
it has like a Star Trek feel. Almost
yeah.
a little, yes, it does. That is funny.
Yeah, and yes, basically the low rent because of budgetary constraint. And I'm surprised. Where's the red? I mean, come on, guys. Double Eagle, red.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
that's true. Albania, that's their thing. Like France always brings the Eiffel Tower. Albania always brings the red. So, yeah, you're right. I didn't even notice that. But now I'm disappointed. I cannot unhear it. Alexandros, what are your thoughts?
For me, I like that we're not seeing red this time. Like, it's refreshing. Oh, it's refreshing. Yeah, my nerves today are a bit of trembling because of Grace's rehearsal. So you have to understand this.
That's quite all right.
Which is next. What I was saying. Yeah, it feels refreshing that we're not seeing the red. Now, about the costume that she has, I saw a comment that perfectly describes what I want to say. Like, pointy shoulders here too. Like, come on. Like, we have Netherlands, Poland, now Albania. I don't know. I want to see something new. Like, it's getting. I guess it's like. Do you remember in 2021 when we had like the same dress with the Elena Tsagrinu wore, Albania wore? Like, it gets the same, a bit repetitive. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair to say. Roy, what are your thoughts on Albania? What you saw?
Yeah, I just saw them. I'm a bit surprised why she has cables around her entire suit or something. It gives very much like IT teacher vibes or something like that. I don't know. It's not something I pictured. Maybe I'm too used to them also having red all the time. But yeah, it doesn't really look like the stage is too much filled either. Of course, we don't see any camera angles and that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It feels a little empty for a song that's called Titan. I don't fully understand necessarily the way they want it to go. Like, blue doesn't really give very Titan-y colors. I don't know. Not very convinced yet.
So still waiting, yeah, to see. And how about you, Boris?
It doesn't give me much in terms of I don't really know what they're envisioning with the performance. Is she supposed to sing into a mic while dancers just move their arms around her? I don't really know what to expect from Albania. The pictures just don't reveal anything. So it's a huge question mark still. Like, we'll see. Maybe they have something special cooked up, but I feel like both the description and the pictures would have at least teased at that. So maybe it's just, an unassuming performance of a pop song on the Eurovision stage. Nothing wrong with that.
I know.
Right?
I mean,
but not very competitive.
Yeah, and I will say though, I feel a little bit bad about Albania. They may like, you know what we're gonna do to stand out? Nude body dancers, a bodysuit. No one else is gonna do that, and then like everybody's doing it this year. So it's kind of funny to me. Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you so much, Mark Swad 99. Matt, make sure you sing your guilty pleasure late at night on a bike, or your trip to Malmo isn't complete. Wow. No, Malmo. Can't believe it's been 11 years, Zach. Oh, Zach, I forgot. Plus his cat. And say who want to see more of James's cat. I just saw James's cat trailing around. So, Zach, I won't be in Malmo this year, unfortunately. I know that we went together to Malmo 11 years ago, starting it all. That's crazy. So it was only Zach and I, well, and some people that we knew. But in terms of ESC United, we were the only representatives, and then we kind of took it from there. So I'm getting all nostalgic. So you know what? We can't come back to Albania, of course. Alexandros, is it okay if we move on to Greece?
I don't know. Is it?
Let's just skip it for now. No, I've been. I was born for this, and I was just waiting for this. So let's jump right into the reading, because it is going to be interesting. So in terms of staging, Marina brings the same sass and attitude we saw in the official video. Good. The kilt has been swapped for a shiny purple puffball skirt paired with a white top and black heeled boots. Marina has 4 backing dancers, 3 male, 1 female, who join Marina to fuse precision street dance moves with traditional elements. There's a lot of close-up camera work. Good. Marina really connects with the TV audience, and it looks great live on stage too. In terms of graphics, there's loads of color and energy with neon pink floating Zari graphics on the cubes and graffiti style visuals on the LED wall, bringing that same urban vibe we saw in the official video. It's also another track this year with deep bass, so the ta-ta-ta really vibrates through the floor on the arena. Officially a banger. So let's move on to the pictures real quick. Let me... I'm again on the wrong screen. Why do I suck at live? Hang on a second.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. Love yourself.
No, that's overrated. Self-deprecating humor is the best in my view. This whole I love myself. I am important. I'm special. I'm like, you. That's just me.
Remember that, Thomas Mustin, when we get to you.
Okay, here we go. Share. Ooh. So she, I guess, assuming that's at the beginning, she's just, I hate to say the word. I don't know. I hate the word, but she's squatting. And, okay, so you can see a very colorful floor here. It looks like confetti explosion almost. 4 dancers wearing black. As I said, it is a similar setup that we've seen with Girl Bobs. 1 female singer. I was going to say 4 dancers.
And 3 guys and 1 girl, yeah.
Yeah, is it? I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? I'm not certain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
let Alexandros have his say, because I see.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't want to make assumptions here, so I just politely moved past that. So she certainly is moving. The pictures are also not very descriptive right now. Okay, so it will be very colorful, as you can see on the backdrop here. It's either super black or very colorful. There will be no props, as we can see. From what I'm hearing, at least when you look at the descriptions, also no pyros, but the song doesn't really feel like there should be pyros. It's not like that kind of song. So it is very, very active, lots of dancing. Okay, there it is. So, Alexandros, I got to go to you first, of course. Your thoughts?
I'm gonna go first.
Yes.
Perfect. For me, I like the energy. I love the energy. Let's not just say like, because I'm saying this a lot. I've seen the comments. I love the energy. I don't know, we haven't seen much. I cannot give my full opinion about the whole performance because we only have 10 pictures, 12 pictures. I don't know. But the overall view of the performance for me, it's what Zari is meant to be, like colorful, explosive, dancey, Greek because of the dance. And I've learned something from, I don't know if it was Ogae who said it or someone else, Ogae Greece. But apparently Marina, in her final part, has a scarf which she will be dancing with, and she gave a media kit. Earth gave a media kit to the journalists that they were waiting outside the airport with the scarf and a leaflet with the lyric. So I don't know if this is like something about like the scarf. Maybe they will give scarves to other people too. So
twirling them kind of thing, or
yeah, something like that. So I don't know why they gave that to the reporters, like a piece of scarf.
Huh.
So maybe that's something like an Easter egg about the performance or something. Very intrigued.
Some people say in the chat that there is the discussion about only 1 camera shot. Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah.
You're nodding, Roy?
Yeah, there was I'm not sure if it was a rumor. I think It might have been, but they said that they were going to do something that was never done before, and it turned out to be a one take camera angle. But like Treintje Oosterhuis did it.
I was going to say,
back in the
didn't
day.
Netherlands do that? Like that was like
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and that has
people
really
try
made
to
me
not
worried.
remember that. She was the little engine that could not.
Hey.
True, but she still did it. You know, the fact that she's not, you know, it's still, it was still done, even though not successfully, I guess, for the lack of a better word. Yeah, in terms of when I look at it, this one, I think most of us can agree we need to see the camera work. The pictures were non-descriptive, to say the least. There are no props. There's not like fireworks. There's nothing crazy going on. So it really seems to be all about the energy and the camera angle, because it seems like it's going to, what we believe is going to be lots and lots of close-ups, and then some kind of, I want to say gimmick. Gimmick almost has like a negative connotation, but you know what I mean, whether it's a scarf or something that they add to it. What do you think, James?
Yeah, definitely need to see the camera, because I am concerned with a director trying to play Brian De Palma with a song that is so cacophonous. I don't mean that in a bad way, by the way, cacophonous in this case, because it sort of brings to mind the chaos of being in Athens, in traffic in Athens. So I think a lot of foreigners will have positive associations with this, because it's just sort of rowdy, loud, reminds you of a night out in Greece, you know, getting slammed on ouzo or orzo. One's a pasta, one's a booze. Anyway, getting slammed on that until about 4 a.m. So yeah, my concern is, will the director of photography playing Brian De Palma with this loud song, will that work?
Yeah, I forgot to turn off the poll. Somebody said, sorry, you know, we got so distracted, and Roy came in and I completely lost my train of thought here. So I'm finishing it.
He has
now.
that effect on people, yeah.
I know, right? So while I'm waiting for that, and then I'm going to post the next one as well. By show of hands, and as always, this is not what you like or what you want or whatever. It's all about what you think.
Is this Albania or Greece that we're going to vote on by show of hands?
Oh, we haven't done Albania either yet, right? So let's start with Albania
That's
first.
why I'm asking.
Good call. Let's start with Albania and then Greece. Is Albania going to qualify? There's no in between, like So yes or no? Is Albania going to qualify based on what you've seen so far? If yes, raise your hand. Well, that's unfortunate. So there are nobody believing in their chance. So Albania said also 85% of our readers said no. 14% said yes. No big surprise here. Alexandros for Albania.
1% disagreed.
Yeah, I know it's disappointing, but I really want to, like, the same with Malta, but it comes down to, like, we cannot have every country in the final. Only 10 can qualify. So unfortunately, some of them will lose that success. Like, in Albania and Malta, I think, are two of them.
Yeah.
That is my logic also for not voting Albania. Like, theoretically, to use James's beautifully condescending start of sentences, theoretically, Albania have all the allies that they want. They have Austria, they have Greece, they have Switzerland. Like, they are going to get votes from their diaspora. But even with those votes, I still think they're going to struggle, because it depends on how many people are going to vote in that semi, right, to dilute the diaspora votes. And I think the semi is actually strong enough to get a decent amount of televotes. You know that at the back of the semi, you know for a fact that Greece is going to get a good televote. You know that Norway is going to get a good televote. You know that Netherlands are going to get a good televote. I could see those countries beating Albania in the televote, even in the televote of Switzerland or Austria, who could very easily give 12 to each other as well. Like, it's really difficult for Albania to mass these votes that do not come from the diaspora. And the question is, will that be enough? And I think they will just come up just short. It will not be as low as people expect it to be, because people think this will be a last place. It won't be. But I don't think it will be high enough for 10th. Or it will be very close to the qualification mark, but I think she'll be just under that mark. She'll be in 11th or 12th. That would be my guess.
Well, that's still, you know, that means she's still somewhat in contention there. Let's move on real quick to Greece, doing the same thing. If you think, before I show the poll, Greece is going to qualify, raise your hand. So 4 out of 5. I'm kidding. Of course, Greece is going to go through. So I think this, to me, Greece is the true contender, in the earliest true contender to qualify. And that doesn't mean like I'm completely counting out Malta, whatever. But I think Greece is, to me, such an obvious qualifier. And Roy, I mean, do you have any doubts it could be just a borderline qualifier? This is sailing through.
I'm still really worried about that one take camera angle, because this, if you gave me all of the songs in a row and you asked me which one would you have the most camera cuts with, it would probably be Greece, because you like could have easily got the ta and have the cuts be very quick there. So I really need to still see how they effectively do that and if they can or not. But the pictures look very good, and I can already imagine which parts of the song are used in which picture. And I think overall the song is strong enough as well to just have enough televote points to at least go through.
And whether it is just fair or not, people love Greek elements, right? If you put or at least what we perceive to be Greek elements, right? When you have that, people go crazy, and the song has that in abundance. So I think that alone was going to really make it stand out. And
I think the approach that Greece are making towards their song is actually smart, because I feel like the song is very divisive. There's a lot of people that love it and have it very high, but there's also a decent amount of people just do not get the vision. I'm one of them. I don't like listening to the song all that much. So I was really hoping for an act that would make it simpler, would make it easily digestible. And if you're staging it like a girl bop, you're still having the quirk of the music, but you're still having the same, like visually, you're having elements that you can recognize and you can tie to. There are songs that I could not stand in studio version and that staged it really well and energetically and won me over. I could see Greece being one of those people or one of those countries. I think the staging is fine the way it is. I think it's pretty good. But I can also imagine a lot of people will be disappointed by how simple it is. But I don't think you have to overcomplicate things. You have to simplify things when your song is already very complex as is in terms of composition.
93% of our readers say yes, by the way, and 6% say no. So it's certainly a pretty obvious choice. And yes, I do agree. You may raise a really good point, because to a lot of people, Boris, the song may come across as busy. Right, or like a mess, as you said, like not
all the things, not all of, like not some of the things, all of the things.
Yes,
have an idea, put it in. That's how you get 10 songwriters for that song.
There's a lot going on in that song, so maybe having a little bit more streamlined staging helps. Like imagine in one part she's standing on a car, and the next one she's scrubbing the floor, and then she's doing a dance break, and maybe a little bit too much to absorb. Where it's going to be like, again, San Marino riding a bull, kind of crazy stuff, and people are like, this is
hey,
I can't breathe.
Don't you dare insult that performance.
I'm not insulting it. I'm just pointing out the reality of the results.
Still my winner.
Oh. You can always count on having at least one fan, no matter how poorly you do.
Did you say that was your winner?
Yes.
Okay. So moving on. Anything else to add, Alexandros? You're just waiting for that the TikTok clip to come out, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I cannot wait enough. Like, what I want to just quickly say that what Boris said is true. Like, the song is itself has like those elements that either you love it or hate it. There's no in between for the song. So I think like maybe the position that the song has, it's good because before it has like a ballad and after it has also like a ballad, but also like a similar kind of song. So it will come down to the camera work.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah.
One camera shot can work though if you make the camera cuts like very aggressive, if you spin the camera around. But it can only work really well if you have a camera person on stage, and that person will have to do so much work.
I was going to say, like,
I kind of accept Roy's doubt here, because Trench's also has his camera work was really slow, and it sucked so much momentum out of the song. So whether a boppy song can do that, you'll really need to spin that around, probably have to pass it around through multiple people. Maybe like maybe just use a worse camera in terms of like quality, something that you can easily pass around to multiple people so that you can keep the momentum going in what is a very up-tempo number at the end of the day.
Poor camera
All
guy.
So before we're going to talk more about Greece, let's just also real quick address Switzerland. We have the description at least. Let me see what it says here. The video for this track gave us hope that Nemo might bring something super creative to the Eurovision stage, and they have not disappeared. Disappointed. Or disappeared. Nemo is wearing an outfit. I should wear my glasses here. I'm not. An outfit made of pink and white fur with matching fur boots. Oh my God, he looks like rest in peace flamingos. Oh my God, their main prop is a white circular platform, 2 or 3 meters in diameter. It tips and pivots in all directions. Nemo climbs it, slides down it, dances on it, jumps off it. The whole thing is a showcase of balance, precision, timing, and code-breaking ambition. Not something we've ever seen at Eurovision before. Welcome to the show, Nemo fans. Photos coming soon. Speaking of photos coming soon, I have a few on Twitter or whatever you call it.
What's happening with your cats,
I
James?
think they posted them. It's on Instagram.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, I don't do Instagram. I'm going to Twitter. They have a few on there.
Oh, okay.
Instagram
It's on the official website as well.
Is it? It's not. There's no
Yeah.
link there when I go there. They haven't added the link yet. Then okay. I
can
do
send.
the blog, and
okay.
they haven't put the thing in there yet. So I have to go probably do. Hang on, I gotta go to
I'll send you a link.
Eurovision
I have sent you a link.
news. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm seeing them.
Oh
On
no,
Twitter
it
as
says
well,
no. It's the pictures are not loading on my end. Are they loading on
Oh.
yours when you click on it? I have the
Yes,
same
I have.
issue. But when you click
I
on
have
that
them
one
here.
picture and actually the gallery, it comes up blank on my end.
Oh no, I have them all.
Can you share your screen at all? Or you don't have that ability right now?
Let's see if I have the rights for that.
Flashes your screen, Roy.
Ooh. Oh no, that's just
Mine comes
sharing the
back
screen.
still. Oh, I almost kicked you instead of give you admin access.
Well,
Matt
guess
living
I'm
the dream
welcome.
of kicking Roy.
I know. I'm like, oopsie daisy. Yeah, for me, when I click on the gallery, it just comes in blank again. Same thing happened yesterday with one of the countries. Let me switch back to Facebook and the link that you sent.
I have it here and I can share as well, I think. Is it working right now?
No,
Don't know
I
how to-
don't see it. Oh, wait, yeah, but it's different. It comes up as a separate
Oh.
camera. There you go. There you go.
Wait. Okay. I don't know how to full screen this correctly though.
That's okay. That's
Right.
good enough. That's
This is
yeah.
good
Scroll
enough.
down a
Okay,
little.
so this,
Wow, they've
yeah,
just murdered an entire flock of chocobos to make those outfits.
Chocobo, so you need to get Final Fantasy reference. It looks like a flamingo to me. That he ripped up, grabbed the feathers of flamingos, but it is
It looks like
eye-catching.
hair, though.
Let me get my mouse here. I'll just let my ears get.
All right, go ahead.
Why is
Can
it
you scroll?
scrolling? Okay, sorry. Yeah, it'll have to be half pictures, I guess.
That's okay.
This is like a tipping platform. Like you can see it a bit better here.
Yeah.
God,
Okay,
it's so hard to get anything out of that without seeing it in motion. The motion, it makes it or breaks it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Then the next picture, they're lying, or well, not really lying. They're sitting down on it with sort of a kneeling position. So I guess at this point they're looking into the camera to really deliver part of the song.
Yeah.
Outfit is definitely
A
something.
choice.
Oh,
Choices have been made.
This looks like
This
a
is quite
risky staging. I mean, look, there's jumping. If you go to the next picture, I think.
yeah,
Look
the
at
next
this
one looks really cool. Like,
It's an interesting act. I'll say that. It's not what I
Well,
expected, but it's
but to be
it's
fair,
interesting.
Remember 21 Switzerland? We didn't expect that staging either, right? We're all like, that's not what we thought they were going to do.
People were overacting so hard when
Exactly.
John, like we saw the rehearsal and
Ridiculous.
it looked decent. It looked not. It didn't look perfect, but it was the first run of rehearsals. What did you expect, right? But people were like, "He's not winning," and well, we were sitting there being like, "Yeah, of course, he was never winning."
Well, he wasn't that far off, but yeah, with
And
the
to be fair, I feel the same way about Nemo. I don't think they're winning, even though they're first in the odds. But they're gonna come close, and I don't see anything that discourages me. Like the outfit is definitely a choice, but maybe it looks really good in motion.
Oh, I love
I'll
that
wait
last
until I
picture.
see the TikTok before I assess.
You know what's
This
really
looks
cool about
really
this
cool.
picture? Because it's a very muted backdrop for the most part. It's black, silver, white.
The
But
center
his
stage. right?
looks is like, "Oh, I'm right here." You know what I mean? So, forgive me. I keep saying he's isn't he non-binary as well? Oh,
Yes.
they.
The song is
Yeah.
about
Forget it.
them being
It's like I'm
non-binary.
trying. I
I-
just forget about it.
I know. It's you have to remember yourself, but it's good that we are trying, or that you're
Yeah.
trying. Like
The
it's
emphasis
not
on-
easy. Neither was their life and their struggle for identity. So
Yeah.
I think overall the overarching thing here is that the lighting seems very simple, and even the platform, it looks like the circular is very crisp in a way, and then the outfit kind of offsets that by being very all over the place and a little bit wild. And I guess the song is also quite wild. So I'm really liking the contrast that they're going for at the moment, especially with the lighting. Like this picture to me shows a very nice ray of lighting with fog, and I don't know. I think it could look really cool.
it's congruent with the composition, which also starts very loud and very busy and very neurotic, with all the like operatic mashups that reflect Nemo's personal anxieties, and then it climaxes into a triumph. So I could see how the staging could who could sort of translate that linear narrative into something beautiful and artistic. The question really is a televoter going to like this enough?
Yeah.
And again, we need the TikTok for this. The pictures paint a picture, but not more than that. We need the TikTok to see whether it flows in motion or not.
All right,
I
Roy,
mean,
can you
am
stop
I the
sharing?
only one
Yes,
who
I
thinks
will.
that the outfit is choking them? Like,
Like choking, like cutting them off somehow? Like it's like, oh, what do you mean?
like when the camera points to his face and like torso, like it
There.
the outfit's until here, which is like I would like it to be like a little bit less. Like I've seen a comment that says the same thing about like Switzerland 2021. The outfit was definitely a choice, which is always happening when Switzerland sends good songs, which I don't know why. Like,
They're just doing what they're really on a mission to win, which I do really appreciate. First of all, hey Jasmine, welcome.
Hello, hi everyone.
Well, you're just in time for Switzerland. We were chatting away. I'll get your opinions on some of the earlier rehearsals as well in a moment. But
Okay.
have you looked at the pictures for Switzerland?
Yes.
What are your thoughts? We had a lot of opinions here. I also asked the audience here if they like Nemo's outfit or no. Waiting for the poll to close, but go ahead. What are your thoughts? What you've seen so far in Switzerland?
The moment I saw it, I remembered Mira Craig from Norway. I think a year or two ago. That was my first thought. And then I was like,
Oh,
okay,
no.
let me wait a little bit. I can't say that I like the outfit. I don't know. It's a no. I like the staging though. I like the idea behind the staging. I'm intrigued in camera cuts and how they're gonna execute it. So that point of the whole package, I think will work and will look good, but the outfit is not
no.
for me at all. No.
I finished the poll, and actually, the majority of the folks agree. 68% don't like the outfit. 31 say yes. So, James, did I ask for your thoughts on Switzerland? Or what do you think?
No, I kind of dodged it because at this moment I have none on.
Okay, I was like, I haven't really had a chance to talk. He's been awfully quiet, so I
He
just
hasn't broke the code. Oh.
Oh yeah, oh, that's true. Let me also because will Switzerland qualify? Now,
God,
keep in
that
mind, this is
reminds
all
me-
just for fun. Before I'm putting it in the chat right now.
That reminds me of the time when Nemo broke Melanie's credit card by sitting on it.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
That was a moment.
I had to pay for Melanie the entire evening.
Yeah, she
Wait, how
broke
can
your
you-
bank.
Can I ask a dumb question? How do you break a credit card? by
Okay, so
sitting on it?
basically,
You sit on it.
we
But
were going.
not. It's a piece of plastic.
exactly.
Well,
Nemo's like £100 soaking wet.
Roy, you take this.
Yeah, we were going to do the interview, and I was already sitting down next to Nemo to just discuss a little thing here and there. And then Melanie had to set up the camera because that's her job usually. But then it was all very hectic because we just had borrowed our light to Wee Wee Blogs, and she got that back, and then she was all over the place. And I guess, I don't know, it was like weirdly positioned in her pocket or something. So she sat down, and then it was like torn in the middle. So it didn't work anymore. So then I had to pay all of the drinks for her in the evening. But that's all right.
It's all planned, I have a feeling. That was
I
all
think so,
deliberate.
too.
She's like, oh no, my credit card broke. Roy, what am I
Oh
going to
no,
do?
help me.
I know her. So before I'm going to ask everyone in the chat as well, and you guys, I will be the contrarian for once. Are you ready?
You think they don't qualify?
No, but I haven't said that yet. I like the outfit. I actually I'm digging it.
Okay.
I actually think that the dark backdrop will be quite, and them wearing something very, very in your face will be a moment. It'll immediately be people like, what the heck is this? And you want to get that immediate attention. So I don't hate it. I'm not saying I love it, but I'm like, I am okay. I think I'm okay with it. So we'll see. But now I'm waiting for the poll to close as well in a second. So for now, what do you think about the staging just for right now? Is Switzerland going to qualify? If you think yes, raise your hand.
Obviously. Has it
So,
ever happened
Roy
before?
is not certain. I'm kidding. I know.
No.
Has it happened ever before that the person first in the betting odds failed to make the final?
Yes.
Has it ever happened? Who?
I mean,
who was it? Roy?
Wasn't Verona first in the odds at some point?
Not first.
Yeah,
I
but
think they were
not
pretty
when
high.
rehearsal started. Also,
I think they were like third or something like that. I can go back like really far into the history.
Also,
I think
no one expected
Belgium in
Poits to want to
2006
eat
were the number
Laura
one
on the spot.
Boris.
What?
Do you remember Jetador? Were they like number one back then? I don't remember. That was like
That was high up
yeah,
there, too.
they were high up before they changed and butchered their staging.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I still have traumas about that. I love that song during the national final, and then they turned it into, I don't know, sometimes some stupid Star Wars bullcrap.
Okay,
Horrible.
so the next one poll, you can see 92% of our followers agree that Switzerland will qualify. 8% are also contrarians here, saying it's not going to happen. I hope there will be a sudden burst of colors, like all the colors at the wow moment. What do you think? Or do you think the lights, that's it? Well, I think nobody really knows, right? The pictures haven't really told us anything yet, so we just have to wait, I guess. Anybody thinks that's going to be like an explosion of colors or some switch up?
I would assume that there would be some sort of a climactic triumph at the end of the song, because that is what it ultimately builds up to. So I feel like at the start it would definitely be like shaky cam, them on a platform being panicky, and then finally asserting control, being balanced. And I would assume that the LED backdrop would frame that very nicely by, maybe displaying numbers or something like that. But it's very clear that Nemo is center stage. I don't expect many like color explosions, but I would expect some variation down the line.
Yeah.
And especially at the triumph, it has to feel epic.
Switzerland 2007 Vampires Are Alive, somebody says, were first in the odds and didn't qualify. Were they still in the really even number one? Damn.
That was over Switzerland.
And that was a pre two semis, right? That was like that really tough semi in 2007.
Yeah.
That's why I added two semis after that.
28 countries is just too many. It's just so stupid.
Well, not only that, it's like only 10 qualified because we had all these. If you were in the top 10 of the prior, you're all safe. So yeah, those were the good times.
Can you imagine doing that? Like having a 28 person semi and then 18 of them die? What? How can you do that now? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they couldn't go back to that. So right now we still don't have any TikToks yet, right? So I think Czechia's on stage right now. Are they done already? I don't know. Let me see if the blog has an update. Or if we're all caught up. This is almost so stressful. I'm like, go. We got to catch up.
The thing is with the outfit about Switzerland is that isn't the first rehearsal also like trying to figure out what outfits work and what don't? Like in a dress rehearsal is really the moment that they really have the final outfit. So we don't even fully know if this will be the one that they'll go for. So maybe they'll just try to see how this looks, and then they might switch it up for the second rehearsal and then just see what works better. So I don't know. I don't think we should really fully burn down the outfit just yet.
No, I agree with you. And the same thing happened. We had this similar conversation yesterday, Roy, about Luxembourg, because she seems like she's being swallowed by the background in her black bodysuit. But they already confirmed that they have something else coming up. So whether it didn't arrive or they were cleaning it or that whatever it was, they're going to have something coming.
Somebody spilled chocolate cake over top of
Who
it.
was it last? Was it last year, or the year before, whose luggage got lost or super delayed? Remember, Roy? There was somebody.
Latvia.
Was it Latvia?
Latvia, yes.
Latvia, thank you. Yes. Yeah, I remember that conversation. They're like, "Oh, luggage not here," so they had to wear their streets clothes, like basically what they were wearing when they got here. So that was a very interesting moment as well. So real quick, Czechia has their description here. I'm going to read that real quick. We are very excited to tell you that we have been giving staging notes by the Czechia team, which has literally never happened before. Note to other delegations, yes, please. They tell us that Aiko staging concept represents the 5 stages of grief during a breakup. Aiko is accompanied on stage by 4 female dancers, each representing denial, anger, bargaining, and depression. Aiko herself represents the 5th and final stage, acceptance. The costumes are black body stockings with mesh sections of lots of sparkle, and Aiko's dancers have sparkly mesh face coverings. Face coverings? What is going on? Yeah, sorry. Aiko has a similar top section, but with wide-legged trousers. And the cubes are fully deployed in this performance, starting just a few feet above the performers' heads, creating a more enclosed domestic feel environment that gets bigger and less confined as the cubes lift. Lots of black and red strobe lighting, and a really nice moment towards the end of Aiko's dances lift her above the heads. Iconic, AIKONIC, of course, as we believe the kids are saying these days. Czechia have brought some relationship breakup flames, jets that heat up the arena for the entire first verse and the bridge into the second chorus, and then return for a big finish. Definitely adds to the drama and storytelling. So I'm going to go to you first, James, first. From what you're hearing, your thoughts.
All right, now this is just based on the description. So, I mean, 5 people representing the 5 stages of after a breakup. What is this? Community theater, bad community theater, and then breakup flames. What on earth is that? Come on.
How do you break up? Yeah, flames like we're done.
Sit there, you bastard! Gonna roast you alive.
How about you? Gosh, my brain, Jasmine.
I'm trying to grasp the idea, but I'm not really sure how that's gonna reflect live. I really don't know.
You really don't know. So everyone is like question mark.
Like, you said a lot, but I didn't get any images from that.
Alexandros, what are your thoughts? Do you have anything like what?
I mean, is it because we don't see any more the rehearsals and we only have like the blog, the descriptions of the blog, that everything is so complicated and everything is so well thought out and everything has like a story of 3 pages? I don't understand why. Like,
everyone is puzzled in here.
It's 3 minutes. It's a song. I really like the song. Let's start with this. I really like the song. I feel like it can do well. Well, it depends, but I think so about that.
Lyndon is funny. He's like, the description is longer than 3 minutes. It's like that's a lot going on. Roy, talk some sense into us. What are your thoughts?
I'm trying to picture, I don't know, Maria from Moldova trying to understand that this is about 5 stages of grief. I don't think anyone will really understand that. So it's cute that I think about it in that way, but I don't think any casual will really grasp that and get that out of it. And honestly, I think the staging wasn't really going to be a big problem for me with this song. I just really need to hear her singing live with an equal microphone with good audio settings, because I've not really been convinced by her vocals so far. And I think that's the biggest hurdle for Czechia at the moment. The staging, it's it's cute, I guess. It'll probably look pretty decent on the cameras, but yeah, I don't know. I just really want to hear her sing.
Okay. Your thoughts, Boris?
I think that description, first of all, was written by Ahmad Maloon and then passed down to all the sides to parrot. Like, what the hell? I know that I overanalyze things, but I'm also going to assume that people who watch these things are not going to get that unless they legitimately have the words acceptance, grief, denial, like pasted on top of across their chests, so that you can
Don't
very
give them
clearly tell.
ideas.
Oh yeah, no, they're like,
Oh
Boris.
no, they will not be using my ideas. Don't worry about that. I agree with Roy. I think the main concern is the vocals. As far as the pre-parties are concerned, I thought she sounded pretty good in Amsterdam with the high notes. I thought she was really good in Madrid with the high note as well. But the problem really is that the hushed way that she sings the verses leading up to that, it almost is as if she does not have the vital capacity to sing her own song. She composes it in a key that she can't sing. How Emma Moroni of her? I think the main issue really with Czechia is selling the song, and it looks like they're complicating it by that description rather than simplifying it, when I feel like they should be simplifying. If you go for stating that it's too cerebral and people are forced to think, I think they'll just, people don't tune into Eurovision to think. They tune in to have a good time, and I think you really need to facilitate that if a televote is the only way that you can get into a final. I don't know. We'll see what the pictures look like. I do have expectations for that after Vesna's glow up from last year. We'll see. They might actually just take it a little bit too. They might make it a little bit too complex for their own good. But we'll see.
Well, we'll see. As somebody said in the chat, like, I really appreciate them trying. It's not for the lack of. They're at least arriving here with an idea in their mind. Whether or not that's going to be something that'll be working, that remains to be seen, but I do appreciate them trying. So yes, I will wait how they're going to put that really visually on stage, because a lot of people don't even know all the stages of grief by heart, right? I would have to think about what are the stages again, so and then
Acceptance, denial,
step one, believe
depression.
in it. No, that's a different song. Okay,
wait, there's depression, denial, betrayal. No, not betrayal. And what is the description again? Read that again.
Oh my god.
Also, Malta's Tik Tok is out.
Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and she represents acceptance. Is it? Okay, good. It would be nice if chat could let us know whenever a TikTok is out. That would help us a lot.
I have it up in 2 hot seconds because it's like I have to use a different tab so the sound will play. And as always, y'all, occasionally I have to mute it because Roy knows it better than anybody else. Those copyright gods just are bitches sometimes. So I got to be careful. Let's share this. Here we go. So I'm just going to put it back on when she's actually on stage, because right now it's just.
We're very excited for our first rehearsal on stage very, very soon. We just had a sound check done.
Okay, that's enough.
I like that lady. She's very charming.
She seems very, very sweet.
She seems lovely. She really seems lovely.
All right, let's see. Oh, the backdrop's cool. Wow. Ouch. Okay, so this is
I'm just sitting here waiting to be adopted by Mother. She mothered that.
She mothered that. So I will say that kind of slapped, I know we're gonna get that. We're gonna keep the Chanel word out of this, the C word out of our mouth here, because we always go right back to that. But of course it gives those vibes. It's just the look itself. But putting that aside, that was a pretty she was on fire, right? I think that looked pretty good. What do you think, Roy?
I think it looked really, really good. Like, I mean, I already expected them to really deliver here because she's a really great dancer. I think the national final performance was really good as well. Just the audio quality in Malta wasn't the greatest, so people didn't really pick up on this song. And I think a lot of people have been sleeping on Malta. So I would love to see them really bring this. And I think it's a really great show opener as well. Like, brings the energy right up there.
I wish Jonathan was here because he's going to be in a little bit because he's a big Malta fan, like the only one. It seems like that I know. So he would be probably very pleased. Not the only one I know that is like actively supporting Malta. So
I mean, surprisingly, I don't
that was
dislike
no
it.
shade. It was no shade, but I know it's.
I know a few more. It's okay.
Oh
You're
gosh.
Legion.
Oh gosh, that sounded really harsh. I didn't mean it like that. Alexander,
I
what are your
know.
thoughts on this?
I have like two opinions for that. For the first one, it looks and sounds very good. I can change now, like a little bit my mind about qualifying, about Malta qualifying. I think it can qualify with all the stands and all this and the fire and the pyro and everything. But my second opinion is that maybe it looks better in the arena and not on the camera. I don't know if that makes sense, but like
I know what you're saying.
listening to the sound and the echo in the arena is better than watching the song live on television and being a little bit less echoey, less having that bass like turned down. I don't know. So
Yeah. Interesting observation. Both semi-openers feature a group of lads taking their tops off. So that
Is that Sean writing that comment?
I know, and interestingly enough, as I said, and the face keenies, as I call the face coverings, they are very, very popular as well. Jasmine, what are your thoughts?
I'm positively surprised, and I already spoke about that, how Malta has been improving since the beginning, like auditioning phase, and then there was the national final, and now this. We can see gradual improvements, and I congratulate Sarah on that because she exceeded my expectations. However, the song itself, I don't find it to be super strong, and that's why she is doing all this to make up for this lack of competitiveness, maybe. Because the song, like, maybe that's a me thing, but the revamp didn't really help it. I prefer the first version of the song. Maybe I'm alone in that opinion, but I think what she's doing right now is really trying to give her best in the performance to kind of cover these gaps or lacks of the song itself. That's just
Yeah,
my only thing.
that's normal though. Like, if you have a song that is a 7 out of 10, you have to elevate it slightly higher than that because, if you're in a strong semi, you really need to be better than a 7 out of 10. And if a station can elevate you to the level of an 8 or an 8.5, then you have to take that chance. If enough people like it, it will be worth the risk. Of course, there's always going to be a ceiling for a song like Loop, but if the staging makes it work, then it works. It's not just, auditive, it's also visual. Both of those things are equally important for a televised competition. And that's just how it goes. Like, we will not always have the best 10 songs, but we will hopefully have 10 qualifiers, all 10 of which that deserve to be there due to their efforts. Hopefully. Ideally.
Ideally, yeah.
James, share your wisdom with us. I'm dying to hear what your thoughts are after seeing that clip.
Well, I don't know if it's qualifies as wisdom, but anyway. So yeah, the song definitely does have a ceiling, but I gotta say, credit to Sarah for putting in the hard yards for making it better. Remember last year, they actually tossed out their winner and replaced it with a song that was somehow even bloody worse. So at least they didn't do that this year.
I have plenty about that, but we'll wait until we get to Denmark because it ties to that.
Oh, Denmark. Yeah. Denmark's not today, is it?
It is.
Yeah, I don't even remember. They're like, yeah, that song I keep forgetting about. So yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, so I think we're all kind of on the same page here. But is anyone? I know I don't think you were here, Jasmine. Oh, Roy, were you here for the initial vote? No.
No.
As of right now, let's revote on Malta since we have more people here and we've seen the clip. If you think Malta is going to qualify, you don't have a maybe. Gun to your head, yes or no. If you think Malta goes through, raise your hand. So right now we have 2. So 3. That's half and half. I would do this, but since I have to make a choice, I say no. But so I'm kind of with you. So Alexandros, you think it's actually going to go through?
I mean, with that dancing and that charisma that she has, I mean, what's not to like? I mean, the song is not a 7 out of 10. For me, it's like a lower-ish than 5. But because it's very reminiscent of other songs of the same thing with the girl bobs that we've said. It's
And there's
very
so many in
generic.
this samurai.
Yeah.
And
But
go ahead.
yeah, no, the last thing that I want to say is I think this has a better they've done it better than Cyprus for like I mean
Oh, we've seen at least, right? We don't know for sure, but from based on the first impression.
So dead in this lineup. They would be so dead. Like Malta and Greece and Georgia and Austria, not a chance. But in the first half, in the first semi, of course. Right?
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. So
Well,
Roy,
this is
you
also-
raised it. Yeah. James made a good point. I was going to say, is there a ceiling for Malta? So, but Roy, you raised your hand quickly. So you fairly confident or like feel positive about Malta's chances?
Yeah, pretty much. I think this is just like the studio version is I mean, look, Spain got second place with Slow Mo. Like that song is very mediocre and with a great performance and a great dance. Third, sorry. Yeah, right. And I don't think Malta is much different than that. So I don't understand why people are underestimating it so much. I know that there's quite a lot of competition, but I don't know. I'm not fully convinced about some of the other ones, and I just think her vocals are really good, her dancing is really good, and I just think this will look really good on camera, and it's a great show opener. The only issue is that maybe not enough people have tuned in yet, so that the votes won't come in immediately. But yeah, I think Malta has a pretty good shot with this, and some great staging, what I've seen.
Okay, let's take a look real quick while we're at it at Czechia's rehearsal pictures. You ready? There she is. There's some blue in her hair. Okay.
Are
Very
those
dark.
nipples?
Are there what?
Are those nipples?
No, I think they're what are the not tassels, but they're like covered. Of course, you cannot have that.
Yeah, like 2 slices of pepperoni on top of the pepperoni.
There you go. So it seems the pictures we know let's look at the screen. The square. They're like faces, like they're like. Is that her on that thing, Aiko? I can't tell. The pictures, of course, will not tell us the story about the stages of grief because these are pictures.
It's very dark.
It is.
If you imagine the 5 stages of grief, you see it, but you would need a really, really strong imagination for that.
Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was like, Boris, don't always look at the chest, but the pictures really look like it's see-through here, isn't it? It looks like it's not covered.
It does. It does.
It really looks like it's not covered. It's probably intentional, but
she's wearing a bra that has like.
Yeah, I know, but it's like when you don't look, it's like, oh. Also, you have the band.
There's no way that they're going to show an actual nipple like that. Is impossible. That's impossible.
Well, Belgium did
the
in
worst that
2004.
we're getting is a fuzzy peach from Mr. Windows 95 man, and that's it.
It happened in 2004, and with Belgium, Boris, you should know that.
I mean,
yes, we had a
Ireland's
nip
giving
slip,
it us.
but like that does happen sometimes,
Yeah.
and nip slips are also like blink or you'll miss it moments. You really have to pause to see that nip slip. I know.
Yeah. So that is basically what we have here. I got to go to you, James. First impression. You're making a thinking face, so I need to know.
The thinking is for how do I put this tastefully? All right, so we heard this description about the 5 stages of grief. And then with the photos, they're presenting she's got her Tata's out. A little bit of a disconnect there for me. So yeah, not a big fan of that of the suit. And yeah, that was the first thing that dominated my my thoughts, and I can't. And it sticks with me so much. The rest seems irrelevant to me because it's like I'm already ready to write it off based off of just that one image.
Oh, not a good first impression here. Alexandros, what are your thoughts?
I think the pictures look good. I don't see anything wrong with the pictures or with her outfit. I really, as I've said, I really like the song from Czechia this year, so I expect more for sure. My only concern maybe is that it's a little bit dark. It's not very bright, and maybe it's the photos from the grief part and the depression part, but I want to see like something more bright from her.
Okay, Jasmine, share your thoughts.
I like that they use the stage layout we've seen in that one picture, that beginning, I believe it was the beginning, if I remember correctly. So I wonder how that's gonna check out. Outfits are fine, I guess. I'm curious how they're gonna push that narrative to an average viewer, someone who doesn't know anything about her or the song or their concept. Will people get the idea, and will we get the idea in the end? It's okay, but I don't think it's like these pictures really improve her chances of qualifying at this point for me.
By the way, everyone in the chat said 79% believe that Czechia is not going to qualify. 20% say yes. I'm also just want to see how people, because we're just a few people talking about outfits. It always sounds very judgy when we do that. This outfit stinks. It's really just from a what our initial observation and is kind of
8
what we
will
do.
not make the final. That's just how it goes. We have to pick 8 when we do that. So.
I know, right? Well, the thing is, to me, outfit like that, I don't necessarily. I mean, I'm not a fan of it either, but not because that I'm a prude or anything. But it is distracting to me almost. I know it's covered, but you're always like, huh? That's not really what you necessarily want.
I think the cut of the pants follows the line of her breasts, right? And that actually accentuates the fact that she's topless, which distracts it even more. I don't mind that she's topless. I don't care. Boobs don't mean anything to me. It does, but her outfit is deliberately made to accentuate, her upper bulk a little bit, and maybe a little bit too much. It's really weird. And it's so funny that the description is like, oh yeah, there's so many things going on, 5 stages of grief, and there's like this and there's that, and then at the same time it's just like her for dancer, she gets carried around a bit. Okay, cool.
Somebody says, does anyone have a phone? Everyone has a buzzing going on. Does anyone have a phone buzzing next to them?
It might be my fridge, which is it's been making a bit of a noise lately. So
I
it
can
might
hear
be that.
something buzzing. Yeah.
Okay, so if I mute myself, is the buzzing gone then?
No, I can still hear it.
Okay, so it's not me.
It could be me then. I don't know.
Yeah, mute yourself real quick, Jasmine.
It stopped.
It stopped. I think Jasmine, you are buzzing.
Yeah.
My fridge.
So,
okay, we'll do something about it.
So what you do is you can just mute yourself when you're not talking and then put yourself back on, or whatever it is, figure it out. Thanks, everyone. So, yeah, I don't even hear it because, we're just chatting, but yeah, once you talk about it, that's what it is. So it's not your fridge, Roy. Anyways, what were we? Oh, yeah. So let's take a look at what the poll said in terms of, so 70% did not like the outfit, 30% yes. So it seems the majority are not a fan. And keep in mind, we have to talk about something, right? It's just our first impression since we don't get to see the camera work. And that's what the EB wanted us to focus on. And that's what we're going to focus on. But it's not the end of the world. Personally, I really like Czechia. and it's one high up in my ranking. I grew up in this grunge, like I was a kid then, and I was very grungy back then.
Kind of Avril Lavigne, like I thought, in terms of composition. Would you agree with that?
It has, yeah. It's just, I find Avril Lavigne is a little bit more pop than even this one, but yeah, it has that, that rock, that you go, yeah, I can totally see where you're coming from with that. So, yes.
Well, maybe something that we can discuss while we wait is like, I would like to know from you, Matt, and maybe from the others, like, what would Czechia need to do for you personally in order to improve in your rankings?
That's a very good question. To me personally, I just needed better singing from what I'm hearing people are saying. I didn't really see that. In terms of staging, I don't think they need to go too overboard. I think it just needs to be somewhat of because the song is a little angry, right? Like there's a certain aggressive attitude to it. So that is what they need to bring. And bring this, I understand maybe the idea of grieving, the anger, all that stuff makes sense. I don't know if the transition from each stage will make sense, but I do like the idea that they want to have, if they have some more like I'm angry pedestal, that is the energy of the song needs to be basically in line with what the message of the song is. So that is what I need. Anybody else is hoping for something for Czechia?
I mean, the only thing that I have to say about that, because I agree with you, I would like to have like I can't remember if Luxembourg had like the cameras rolling around the 360. This year we have the stage and there's cameras all around. I would love something like that, having like a cameraman going around the stage and getting the vibes from the band and having the instruments on stage and going crazy, something like that. Something, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very hard because I don't know, maybe the staging that they have right now will be good. It's exactly what it needs. So I have to wait and see, but hopefully that is what I'm looking for. So let's jump real quick. The description for Austria is out. Kaleen, we will rave. So staging wise, there's an inverted pyramid made of metal scaffolding hanging above the middle of the stage that shoots lasers, giving the stage a warehouse rave vibe. She starts the performance wearing a long white coat with a train, but that's dispensed with as soon as the bass kicks in, revealing a silver sparkly leotard and thigh boots. I'm still giggling at the laser, sorry. She has 4 male backing dancers, of course she does, wearing black cargo pants, sleeveless jackets, and oversized wraparound shades. With Kaleen, they deliver a full-on dance routine that covers the whole stage. There's also rum de dum da da hip swivel move that will absolutely be practicing in Euro Club. Genuinely wish it was possible to explain what this track feels like at full volume in the arena. It's very much a full body experience. And then we'll wait for the pictures. Jasmine, based on what you're hearing right now, what do you think?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the song, so I'm a bit biased, and I like what I'm hearing. Don't really know what's with this inverted pyramids thing prop that she has, but I'm looking forward to see the pictures. I think it could be good, and I believe it's gonna look awesome. But I'm still not sold on her vocals, and I'm a bit afraid of that. But this description gives me hope that we will enjoy it and that it will be good.
Yeah, what do you think, Roy?
I don't know. I think the structure sounds really interesting with the pyramids, and the lasers will give it probably some rave feeling, which is needed because the song is not very ravey for talking about being a rave. Yeah, I think it will suffice probably as the staging. I don't think it will do incredibly maybe, but I think it will be enough.
Okay, Alexandros?
For some reason, I didn't hear any of that. Like, I need to just go back and read it again and see the pictures because my mind from all this information, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't just sit right with me. There is too much information about the songs, like the performances. I don't know why.
Well, they want to go, since we cannot see much, I guess they're trying to be very descriptive, I guess. And sometimes they use really big words that seem like hard to envision what they mean by that, especially if it's not your first language kind of thing. James, what are your thoughts?
So I actually agree with Alexandros here. Yeah, it sounds like it's a simple concept, but they've just the description is overly flowery. And if it is the case and it is a simple concept, that's good. This is a song where you need a simple concept.
Wait.
What?
Sorry. The whole Reddit blog got disappeared.
Not the you mean like the one for Austria? They deleted the
The
Austria
whole one is what he's saying. The entire thread on Reddit disappear.
It's working for me. I just refreshed it. It's still there.
Oh.
It got flagged for me. It says that Reddit filters flagged it for 18+ content. What?
I don't.
Damn it, Aiko. That's your
Aiko
fault.
did it again. I told you. Them nipples were too distracting. No, so no, it's working on my end though, but I don't know. Boris, what are your thoughts on what you heard from Austria, the laser shooting pyramid?
It sounds exciting to me because it definitely establishes a late 80s, early 90s vibe, which is something that they're going for with the song anyway. So I quite like that. I don't know. I like the description of full body experience where it's clearly going to be something that, will send chills down your spine if you really like the song. And the song is in my top 5 personally because I'm Belgian. I grew up with exactly that sort of techno. Like when I was 10, when I was 10, 11, 12, that was the sort of techno that we always listened to, and I was always played in concerts that you would go to with your school. So this is an entry that gets carried by the nostalgia. And what I needed from the live was a certain level of energy that sort of kicks ass. I don't think the vocals are really that important. Like the vocals are the way they are. We all know what she sounds like.
There's no juries yet in the finals.
But I'm also going to repeat what I said yesterday. You don't necessarily need to be vocally perfect. It's just that your vocals need to be good enough so that they don't detract from anything else.
Yes.
So like Eleni, for instance, her isolated mic sounded horrible, and she still nailed that. Like no one noticed at first that she was singing off key because it didn't matter. She had complete dominance over the stage. And if Kaleen can do the same thing, then who cares whether she sings, whether she has an annoying voice or she sings a couple of notes off kilter? It doesn't matter. She's a woman. She's a real person. She can make mistakes. That makes her human. I personally, hope that she just gets her energy levels right and that she just gives a confident performance because she will need that with a song this energetic. There's nothing that I have heard that, convinces me that we're not going to get that. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, no, and I love everything you said. Like, I'm so glad that I have someone else on my side here. Everything you said, Boris, just copy and paste. It's also very nostalgic, this sound for me, and I kind of like what I'm hearing. That it's a fun prop, I think. It just adds a little bit of layer, but you're right. It's all about the energy. It's all, singing to a certain extent, but the song is all about the energy. Sure, the singing in Austria a couple of years ago with a similar dance, that's where it's distractingly bad, right? So here, as long as she doesn't go down that route and she has that energy, the dancing and the fun and the confidence, and your Eleni comparison is spot on as well, because she wasn't perfect vocally, but she was perfect energy and confidence wise. Like we all didn't even notice any of that because it's just like, wow, this is cool. And if she can pull off something like that, I think she can go really far. Now, it really just comes down to the camera work and the energy and, singing to a certain extent. But the idea, I'm super excited about, actually. I think that, once again, they're trying. A random prop by itself is not enough because we see that, again, Austria a couple of years ago, you could have 15 of those rings and it wouldn't have made a difference. But if she adds to that, then I'm a little bit more excited about that.
I think laser can actually work because I've seen this work in a couple of opera stagings where you use a laser to sort of create space and then you fracture it by dancing through it or coming into the laser tunnel, going out of it. So it can work. It can definitely work if you stage it really well. So let's hope, again, that Marvin Dietman knows how to stage his own wife/business partner and doesn't humiliate her with bad staging.
Yeah, no, the pressure's on that one, huh? So let me see here. We're gonna
My little caveat to the vocal thing is that all the other girl bobs have kind of proven good vocalists. Like Georgia is a really good vocalist, and Malta is a really good vocalist, and Greece is a really good vocalist. So maybe the vocals don't matter as much. But if you have the other competition who are trying to fish from the same pond have really good vocals, then I'm not sure if that will be enough to still go through.
True, but Austria have another USP, and that is the genre that their song is in. This is the only techno song that is also a girl bop. There's no real competition for that. Whereas, but then again, you can say the same thing for Zari, which is significantly more ethnic than the other bops. But like Georgia and Malta, I think they're out, both of them, because I don't feel like they have enough of a USP or a niche. Whereas both Greece and Austria have a very clear, distinct niche created by their genres. They're the only ones in their category in this semi.
Yeah. And real quick, the viewers say 62% believe Austria will qualify, 37% say no. And I hear what you're saying, Roy, as well about the vocals, because there are, those girl bops. I would be more worried if we actually had juries, because as long as it's not horrible, I don't think people will rank them. Oh, I like this vocal better. It really comes down to the song. It's important. Don't mess up your vocals, don't make it distractive. But besides that, as long as it's presentable, I don't think viewers consciously rank them that way, unless it is like a vocal where it's like out of this world kind of thing, and you can make a case Georgia has a pretty strong vocals, so that could be one of their the other ones have good vocals, but they're not necessarily even like Malta, they have good vocals, but it's not a song that's necessarily written to have your vocals stand out and shine as much. So that's also something to take into consideration. So who is next on our list? We have Denmark rehearsing right now on stage. That means we're also waiting for the description of that. We're still waiting for Albania's Tik Tok.
Did we vote for Czechia and for Austria?
Yes. Austria, we just finished, and Czechia, we did a little while
I mean,
ago.
with show of hands. I know that the polls went up.
Oh, for Czechia, I don't remember. Okay, so then let's do it.
I don't think
Czechia.
we did for Czechia.
Is Czechia going to qualify based on our opinions, observations, hunch? If yes, raise your hand. Oh, you guys suck. I hope I was going to be overruled. I want this to qualify. But
I want to qualify too. No, I wanted to qualify, but I don't think so.
We only have 10 slots, and it's highly competitive in this semi.
I was still hoping that maybe. All right, so then let's talk about Austria. Is Austria going to qualify? If yes, raise your hand.
Is Austria?
Okay, Roy is the only one that is not convinced. So 5-1. Roy, why not?
It's the borderline one for me at the moment. I just think the other girl bobs really outclassed it, and her vocals. She didn't even sing in Amsterdam, so.
She didn't? What did she do? She just danced?
It was just basically the backing track, and she kind of hummed along and danced a bit. And I don't know, I'm just a little worried that it will feel a bit flat with that, and the other girl bobs have more of a shine in that regards. And I don't know, we have to eliminate 6 of the songs, and I just think there's others that have more selling factors to why people would vote for them. And yeah, the song is pretty cool, but I also think some people might think it's just a little too silly for them, and other people might think it's not ravey enough. Like, there's just a few detracting factors, too many, that I think it might not be enough.
Yeah. I think we can now officially start the live stream, because Jonathan is here in the house.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. I joined as soon as I can. I'm sorry it wasn't before, but I'm here now, so...
You are forgiven for once. We just missed you dearly. So, then let me just take it over to you. Do you have the opportunity to look at any of the clips, the pictures, or you're completely still in the dark for today?
I'm a little bit behind. I've seen peaks up until Switzerland, I think. I don't know if Czechia or Austria are up yet by this point, and I've seen only one TikTok, which is Malta.
Okay, Malta is the only TikTok out, at least as of 2 minutes ago.
The only thing that you've missed are the pictures of Czech Republic.
And
I'm very intrigued for those.
Switzerland. You haven't seen Switzerland either, you said, right?
I have seen Switzerland.
Oh, you have seen Switzerland, yeah. Okay, then only Czechia is what you were behind on. So anything that stood out to you?
Well, first of all, got to give it to Malta, to my queen, Sarah Bonnici.
I know.
She
I meant
was
to ask you that. Like we
fantastic.
talked about it, and Yehonatan isn't here. So, go ahead.
I know. I feel vindicated because I've been getting the hype since day one, and I've not seen a lot of it, and I am seeing more positive comments now. So I love to see that for sure. It's always an uphill battle for Malta. I was on the Malta corner last year as well, and that wasn't nearly enough. I hope that my 20 votes were enough to accumulate for 2/3 of the vote overall. But yeah.
That was a requirement. If you voted for Malta last year, you're on the ESC United team. So that's
Yes.
how we hired Yehonatan. So,
Oh, that's why I didn't get fired.
That's why you didn't get fired. Only temporarily banned. So no, that is good. So I'm really excited. So go ahead and check out the Czechia pictures, and then you're basically up to speed. So let me check the official page here. Is there anything else going
Good
on?
pun.
What pun?
Well, you said here are the Czechia pictures, and then let me check. Okay, sorry.
Oh, Czechia, check.
I found my energy. It's back.
Okay. Did you impregnate some girl because these dad jokes are getting out of control?
So there is smoke and stream jets for Austria as well. And apparently Kaleen tried a different and much fluffier white coat. So she is trying different things as she is rehearsing. And that is exactly always a very important thing to point out. This is the first rehearsal. She may look completely different the second rehearsal. And we know that Luxembourg already said that. And so that they're going to change things up, at least for the lead singer. Name just escaped me. So we'll see. So we have left after this Denmark and Armenia has been mentioned a whole lot. So Roy, we question, out of the ones here, you're the only one going to Malmö. When are you leaving?
Well, my first stage is going to my parents on Wednesday, and then after that I go on Thursday from Bremen to Copenhagen by bus.
Bremen,
yeah.
yes, I was like that. I've only been there once, but I know that place. So today is what? Monday,
yes.
Yeah, so you're
I leave
leaving
in 2 days.
2 days to your family, then
Yeah.
Thursday. Okay, yeah.
Because my family
mean-
lives more north, so like I'm
Yeah,
already there.
I mean, we don't even get to go into the press center until Saturday, right? That's the first day you
Correct.
can get in, and then
Yes.
Sunday it's closed anyways, I think, and then back open Monday for the dress rehearsals. So in the meantime, we will be here. By the way, anyone in the chat, if you have questions, as always, at ESC United, so we can see them and answer them accordingly. So I feel like we are basically caught up, right? So it's rare. So let's talk about Greece, somebody is saying. Anybody else has any thoughts on Greece? I think we just have to wait for the TikTok at this point, huh? Is there anything else to add?
Yeah, we can wait. So I understand.
Yeah. So keep asking questions. Come to Hamburg and say hello, Roy Patrick is saying.
Initially, I was gonna leave from Hamburg, but that was just a little too far away from where my parents live. So Bremen was a little better, and it was like even cheaper to go from Bremen, while from Hamburg it would be closer to Copenhagen. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
it's weird how that goes
FlixBus, but
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sometimes you get those deals because my family, when I visit them, I often fly out of a smaller, Hanover, right? Hanover.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I usually sometimes fly out of that place, and that's tiny, so but you get good deals out of that one. So it's just sometimes how it goes.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people saying Greece. Who do you think will win the contest? We haven't even seen all the rehearsals yet. Okay, let's go around just based one. Don't say or. Gun
Okay.
to your head. If it were today, like you have to pick a winner, and you're allowed to change it, of course, right? This is not final. Who is going to win the contest? Alexandros, what are you holding up? Greece? You think
Well,
Greece is
it's
going
the
to win?
Greece flag. But no, I think Italy.
Italy. So Alexander
Yeah.
says Italy. Jasmine, who's going to win?
I'm gonna say Croatia because this is the first time I can say it, so I'm gonna say it.
Okay, hey, go ahead and say it. That's totally fine. One Italy, one Croatia. Yehonatan, who is going to win the contest?
While I want it to be Italy, I think Switzerland.
Oh, so Switzerland 1 vote, Italy 1 vote, Croatia 1 vote. Okay, James, tell us who is going to win.
All right, I want UK to win because Ollie Alexander is from Harrogate. You know, gotta rep Yorkshire here. And the guy from Baby Lasagna, he left his cat at home. What a bastard! So that rules him out.
Oh,
So for me, I think it's going to be Italy.
So 2 Italy, 1 Switzerland, 1 Croatia. Boris.
My logic is it has to be someone who can unite the televote, get behind them, but also score really well in the jury votes. There's a few who could do that, but I'm going with Croatia today. I'm tilting between Croatia and between the Netherlands, but today I'm on a downswing on the Netherlands, so I'm going to say Croatia.
Croatia. So 2 Croatias, 2 Italy, 1 Switzerland. Roy.
I would actually be curious what you think that wow, okay, maybe I should try English.
Yes.
I'd be curious what you would think that what my winner would be at the moment. I mean,
What
it's not
I
really my
think-
winner.
Not your win, like not your personal winner, but
No,
who you
exactly.
think- I think you may think Switzerland is going to win.
Okay, I think France is going to win.
Really?
Oh.
Yes.
Well, do you want to
genuinely.
know my opinion?
Okay.
France. Me too. I was going to be the one. Damn it!
I'm
I should have
so
gone first.
Happy you stay home this year.
I
No,
was going to
didn't
say,
do
I'm
that.
going to flip everyone off and say, none of yours. It's going to be France.
Yeah, it's France. I think he will win the jury vote maybe not pretty comfortably, but a lot of locals will really fall in love with his charisma and his voice, and that will give a pretty big televote score as well. And I think that will in total just be too much for the others to surpass that. So yeah, I think France will win.
Yeah, I will say, because I have a feeling it's going to be a battle for the jury vote again between Switzerland and France again, like in 21. And I think that France has absolutely I don't think it's France necessarily going to win the televote, but I think it's going to be the thing where it kind of evens out, where they will be the default winner. So I see that happening. If it's not France, I would have said Italy. But yes, I wanted to take a chance, and I'm going to go a little crazy.
I stole your thunder.
I know you stole my thunder. That was really I did not expect you saying that.
Hey.
You know, besides Norway this year, we agree on almost everything. Have you noticed that? Like a lot of it.
It's really weird. Like it's as if we spend even more time with each other.
I know,
last
it's
couple of years.
very, very disturbing.
Yeah.
Want us to
I
get
know a lot of
out
people in the
room
chat
so
are like
we can
outraged.
bond? Do we have to make space for you and Roy so you can have a little bit of bonding together?
No, it's just funny.
Like a
'cause,
little
you
bit
know,
of candlelight, like some really good wine, like some really, really good relaxing music like Zari.
No, we always just tended to disagree every single
Was
time.
that a little shade for Zari?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
it's a lot of things, but it's not relaxing, I can tell you that much.
what I'm surprised by right now, nobody said the Netherlands on here. Actually, is anyone
No.
thinking?
Almost said it. But
Yeah, is there anyone think that Netherlands is a contender to win, even if you don't pick it? Only
I do,
you,
but
Boris.
I'm terrified
Oh.
of that option.
That option.
Oh, yes.
So, Boris, you think Netherlands
said
is a
that?
contender to win? Still?
Yes, I don't think it will win, but I am dead terrified that it will win. But then, to be fair, I'm also dead terrified that France will win. I don't want either of those. But
I don't care. Which one.
yeah, I've always had like a feeling in the pit of my stomach that Netherlands was going to win ever since release. But I've been going like up and down. Like every other week it changes. I'm like going on an upswing or a downswing. After Amsterdam, I was on an upswing. We're now 1 week after Amsterdam, or 2 weeks. So I'm again on a downswing. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't win. And I can't wait to change my mind tomorrow when we get the rehearsal footage. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, this wins.
Yeah,
Like,
that is true. Is
I'm super
anyone
inconsistent.
another favorite betting odds favorite that no one said is Ukraine? Anyone thinking Ukraine is in contention to win? Only Alexandros? You think they could win?
And Boris.
And who? Oh,
Yeah,
Boris.
I think that the thing with Ukraine is the song can pull off the jury votes, but also can pull off the televote because of the it is a ballad. It is about emotions. You can understand the song pretty easily. You don't have a lot to read on the song, like the thing we said about Czechia or any other song today with a description. Like there's not too much that you have to I don't know how to put it. It's like an easy song. It's easy but not boring. Not a song that was made easily, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a very good produced song.
So here you see just one picture of Austria, by the way. That's all we have right now.
Albania's
Oh, I
TikTok is
like
out.
it. I immediately like this.
I heard the word Albania. Who
Yeah,
said what?
the TikTok from Albania is out.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Ooh.
Let me then stop sharing that and move on to Albania.
While you're doing that, I will say one more of a dark horse contender that I don't think can win, but I do think people underestimate
No, is it
their
Norway?
capabilities a lot. No, Armenia. I think that Armenia is an
yes.
easy televote top 3 in the final.
Yes.
Because
I'd love
I
to see
think
it.
it's pulling in Moldova 2022. It's uniting everyone through fun, and it's
Yes.
yeah.
I love that song. I like it's,
Yeah,
one of my favorites, but I still think the juries will not allow this one to win.
However,
Yeah.
it got like 8th in Eurojury, didn't it? It did it did reasonably good in that, and I think it did really good in polls all around. So I don't know, maybe we're just like, maybe it's the dark horse we don't see coming because we all wrongfully assume that people are less into it than they actually are.
We'll
I love
see.
that song.
Anyway, so here is Albania. Again, I got it muted at points.
Wow. Lipstick.
That outfit
Lipstick
does not
on,
look good.
here I come, gone.
It's genuinely an IT teacher with the wiring and stuff.
I love
That's a
that.
disservice to IT teachers.
Yeah.
Why is she dressed like the Estonian flag?
Oh yeah, she is.
Watch me burn. It's like you don't know. Even if I fall, I'm running. All the sudden, so proud. Rise. I'm back and know that I'm the drunk, but I want. She thought I wouldn't make it out here, mama.
I don't know about you, but it's a personal thing. I'm a big sucker of many dances on the backdrop. It makes it full the stage, so I'm always like a sucker for that. So I love that little effect. What are y'all thinking? Starting with you, Jasmine. Anything that really stood out to you?
Well, the thing that stood out to me is the lack of red and black, because that's what I expect from Albania, and I don't see red and black, which is something that surprised me the most when I looked at the pictures for the first time, and I saw this blue outfit. Okay, why not? The shoulder pads, not a fan of those, but the rest looks good. Performance-wise, well, dancers, I think many countries are going for this contemporary routine. I don't see that kind of dance for this entry in particular. So I am wondering what will that look like. And she sounds really good, but I didn't doubt she won't sound perfectly. I'm still not sold on this second verse when she's kind of rapping, let's call it that way.
Yeah.
That's the part that really stands out for me as a part of the song that really doesn't fit. It just sounds off. And that's the part that I couldn't connect with at all. Other than that, it looks fine, but I don't think it will be enough to qualify.
All right, that's interesting. I also put up a poll about the outfit because it seems like we have, not just us, but even people in the chat have a lot of input, thoughts and opinions on outfits this year, because there seems to be a lot of talk about that. Jonathan, your thoughts?
Well, I think that the 8 points from Italy and 5 points from San Marino will do heavy lifting, because I don't think it's getting much more than that, unfortunately. It didn't start off at a good starting point anyway. Like, I really enjoyed the song before the revamp. The revamp is a bit off-putting, and now there is a questionable costume, contemporary dancing that I personally don't really see how it relates to the song or the package that they want to send to the audience at home, and it just comes across as messy. So I'm sorry, but I can't really see this going a whole lot higher than we anticipated it from the beginning.
Okay, James, did this change your opinion at all, or you stick by your guns?
No, it did not change my opinion. Actually, no, I take it back. It did, because earlier I said it looked very Star Trek-ish, the outfit she was wearing. Now I'm thinking this is an outfit from a terrible Turkish knockoff of Star Trek. The outfit's awful. Sorry. I hope it's a work in progress. I really do, and they're gonna tweak it because it is distracting. But yes, I agree with what's being said about the dance. I don't know. It doesn't feel like, from what we've seen, it would work with the song as a whole. People
really did not like the outfit. 86% said no in the chat. So it certainly seems to be like everyone is in line with that. Alexandros, any other thoughts on your end?
I agree with everyone here. Like, I don't see it qualifying. There's not something that I can say that changes my mind. Seeing these photos and the TikTok, the outfit for me, it's very, very much a choice. I won't say anything else. And the song is not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not generic. That's good. But it all depends on the staging for me. So the staging until now, it's not very, I won't say user-friendly, but like televote friendly.
Yeah. No, that is fair. In the running order, everything, it seems a little, Oh, there are more pictures. Is the gallery up for Austria by any chance?
Let's hope so.
Well, I'm only asking because there are a few more pictures on Twitter, so I'll bring those up.
If it's on Twitter, it must be somewhere else as well, because Twitter never gets it first.
Yeah.
Did anyone figure out what the mystery of the algorithm of the galleries work? Like, some people get them, some people don't.
It's just how much you pissed them off or not.
I'm going to just also briefly talk about the ropes in the outfit, Roy, because you're saying it's IT t-shirt, but it might be just a reference to the Greek Titans who were tied up in the Greek underworld after they were defeated by the Greek gods. It might be a very obscure mythological reference, which might also be the case why she's dressed in the colors of Greece with a little bit of negative space between her shoulders for some reason.
So I'm showing you 4 pictures of Austria right now. I like what she's wearing.
Yeah, I like this outfit. It works.
And look, there's the pyramid. It's not like too distracting. It's just like it just accentuates the stage. It's not. I mean, it's big, but it's not like it swallows the stage. You know what I mean?
I think the lights.
I like it.
Yeah, this is good.
She's here with the coat.
Yep.
I like the Austria. I do like the colors. It works with the song. I like the outfit. So.
This is remarkably similar to how I head staged it. Do you do that thing too, where you like listen to a song and then you imagine what it looks like on the stage? You head stage it. Like, this is very similar to what I had in mind for Austria.
Yeah,
more or less. Like, minus of course the dance choreography, which I can't imagine because I'm not a dancer. But yeah,
that's anyone's thing. Raise your hand if you think that Austria's staging needs a little bit more color based on what there's the pictures we saw. You think, we should keep it more silk? Because some people said in the chat, like, they need more color.
It's a Rave song. That's supposed to be dark, I guess.
Yes, it's I was going to say the same thing. The genre itself would, not every song needs to have color. I understand. Like, for instance, I felt with Azerbaijan, a little bit warmer colors would be needed. That was one of the things I said. But not every song requires that. So her hair is giving color. Hey, yeah, and her outfit is glittery.
Sorry that I'm interrupting. Has anyone else also seen the video from Madrid where she just like is bopping her head back and forth and like you see her silhouettes? I think that would work really well with the staging as well. Like, if you just play with the lights and with the shadows to really accentuate the rave vibe, then you don't really need much color.
Yeah. What this reminds me of is Maria Sur's performance from Melfest this year. It looked exactly the same, and that was pretty good.
Yeah,
so
that was a song.
Just about to say that.
That was a song carried by its staging, true.
All right. Let's talk about the Denmark real quick because we got the write-up. Again, fluff.
I am ready.
It's very similar.
Sand.
Give me
All right.
all the sandcastles.
It's
Matt.
very similar to the staging we saw at Denmark's national final, Melodi Grand Prix, just on a bigger and more epic Malmö scale. Saba is wearing a white pantsuit. If it's not the same she wore at MGP, it's very similar. The pockets are filled with sand, and she scatters it as part of the really beautiful armography routine that mirrors a projected version of Saba on the LED wall behind her.
Oh,
Really
no.
simple, but all the more impactful for it. Pyro update and coming soon. Lots of floor smoke in the final run through, which gives the whole performance even more drama. I was going to go with Roy last, but I just heard you like saying stuff while I was reading. So I know that it's not your favorite song. Let's put it that way. So what was you thinking when you heard the staging?
I mean, I was gonna expect like pretty much a copy paste of what they did in the national final, so not much. But when I heard you say a projection of herself in the background, I got scared because that usually looks pretty cheap, and I'm never really a fan of those kind of things. So I'm really worried about that shot in particular.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of
Selfie
that.
backdrops, right?
Do you? I remember watching the clip only once. Besides that, I only listened to the studio version. Did she use sand in the national final as well and all that stuff on the performance?
No, I don't think
recall
so.
that.
No.
She had a platform, but I know that the platform, I know from a reputed source that the platform will be expanded for Denmark. I have a little bit of tea from that because I shared my hotel with a Danish person, and he told me a few things about sand. I know that they're going to extend the platform. I know that instead of a stand, she's going to have a headset mic and she's going to move around. But it looks like indeed they're injecting a little bit more momentum into the staging based on that description, which I feel is something that song really needed. It's a very upbeat song, and she's standing on a platform stock still. That doesn't work quite as much. So, I'm casually optimistic about Denmark. Sounds decent. But the selfie backdrops, yeah, there are no. Roy is completely right on that.
James, your thoughts?
This is again another entry where I have none. I don't know why. For the life of me, I can never remember this song. It just goes in one ear out the other. And then when I think of hourglasses and sands and time, it automatically brings to mind, when is this 3 minutes over?
That is clever, mean, but clever. I hope Stagehand will get extra pay for sweeping up Denmark's performance. Someone say. It's funny to me because I still have PTSD from 2013. You remember Kirsta Siegfried Marry Me? She had like hard confetti come out at some point, and all the performances, it's 5 performances later, still had it on stage, and you could see like on their costumes sometimes. I'm like, I think she's the reason why this kind of stuff got banned. So yeah, it's certainly, I don't know how they're going
to. What a trend-setting queen. We love her for that.
I know. So I'm going to ask more opinions in a second, but let's do the see what you're all saying. Is, based on what you're seeing right now, is Denmark going to qualify for the grand final? If you think yes, please raise your hand now. 1, 2. 2 people are dodging. So we got 2 out of 7. So 5 say no, 2 say yes. So let's go to the 2 yeses first, since you're in the minority. Alexandros, you think it's going to make it?
Yeah, it's offensive. Like, how do you think that it's not going to qualify? It's a really nice song.
Well, no, that's an important opinion because people don't. For me, it's very vanilla. Like, it's very Danish, and these songs it disappears to me, and that was my personal biggest issue. But it's not a bad song per se. It's just it doesn't even stick with me, because all I remember is sand, and I wanted a little bit more take with me than just that one word. Yeah.
To be fair, it's a great hook. You can use it. It has so many applications. You can use it to describe other songs like France. I guess that all the juries vote for France.
That's
Like, it's multifunctional. How can it not qualify? Like, I have it in personally because I feel like it sounds like a classic Eurovision song. Like, it sounds like the type of song that I think casuals will expect to hear at the contest. And it provides something recognizable and grounding. And that's why I have it in strictly for that purpose. But I will say this is my rotation slot. So I have Denmark in because I need to have 10 qualifiers, but it could very easily, this slot could go to Georgia, this slot could go to Malta, this slot could go to someone else, to Albania, I don't know, like it can go to someone else very easily. It's my rotation slot, but currently I have Denmark in.
Okay, so Jonathan, you do not have them in. Why not?
Unfortunately, I do like the song. Like, that's the thing. It's not a brilliant song. It's not groundbreaking at all, but it's fine. It's cute. I like listening to it and singing in the car. However, I'm looking at most of the rehearsals that we've got today, and most of them were very good. I don't see Denmark falling in that camp based on the description. I think that it is fine, but not more than that. And as Boris mentioned, there are a lot of qualifiers hanging on to that last spot. I don't think that Denmark would be the first pick to be there, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are. Malta, I do think, can get to there as well. Czechia, I think that people are sleeping on Czechia, and it can get there despite the costumes that I've just seen. But yeah, overall, I'm just wondering, is it going to be enough to make people pick up their phone and say Denmark? Yes, that is the one I'm voting for.
Okay. Well, I finished the poll, and the chat thinks exactly 2/3. 66% say no, 33% say yes, and
Wow.
Alexandro's jaw dropped. It left a dent on the floor.
That's
So,
offensive.
so you are shocked that it's that dramatic?
Yeah, I mean, okay, I understand why many people don't think that this will qualify, but for me, it's such what Boris said, it's such a classical Eurovision song. And after all these songs this year, where we have like Netherlands, Greece, Switzerland, and many Croatia, and many type of songs that have like too much in it, these kind of songs with the ballads, which I think like they're gonna go higher than the odds have them, are standing out. So I don't know. We'll see.
No, that is
Now that
fair.
we're also discussing Denmark, I would like to pick up something that I found out about that song. It also ties into something that James wrote when he reviewed it, because if I recall correctly, James, you said that it sounded a bit canned and Swedish, right?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did in your review. I'm sorry, I remember details like that.
I mean, we were traumatized by hundreds of songs, so forgive me if I can't remember
Yeah,
what I wrote.
but well, I have two on that. Remember dear old Emma Muscat, how she switched her song and she had two songs to pick from, and she picked I Am What I Am? Guess what her other song was?
Sand?
It was Sand, yeah.
Oh my god.
It was apparently Sand.
What?
Yeah, she did not choose Sand. She
I need
went
to
with
hear
I Am
the
What I
Emma
Am.
Muscat version of Sand. This is
Wow.
Take it or leave it, I sand what I sand.
I love Roy's face, like emotion. It's like he's like, take it or leave it, right? Because
I mean,
like neither song
both songs are so bad lyrically, but yeah. So I get why they were both presented to her, but yeah.
So yeah,
I am happy that she took I Am What I Am, just because I think that song really made Emma Muscat be the camp icon that she is, because that is the most campy song of 2022, and that was hilarious.
It was.
Take it or leave it, she scams
Am
who
I
she
the only one
scams.
that liked the song? I am there.
Emma Muscat song?
I liked it for the wrong reason.
I didn't dislike it.
Yes.
Let me say this. Pre-contest, I didn't love it. It was just like, you know what? I get nostalgic because it really sounds like a Disney song parade when I first came to America. So I had like this nostalgic like association with it. But once I saw the staging and her vocals, I was like, I'm out of here. You know, I packed up and left because it really was nothing like that. So the studio version, I didn't even hate it, but maybe for the wrong reasons, you know. But I get why people were not like loving it.
What's happening with Greece? So many people are saying something about Greece. Is the
Well, we're waiting for
There's just a lot of Greeks in chat who want us to talk about Greece.
TikTok is
Okay,
next.
fine. I'll get out my Bulgarian flag to assert my dominance over the Greeks once again.
No. We do have the clip coming up. Sure. Oh, I went to Greece TikTok, not Eurovision TikTok for Greece. So I just use.
I'm pretty sure it will surface there as well. Like, you know.
So I see a bunch of
Zari is
stairs and
nothing
beautiful
if very,
buildings.
very Greek.
I typed in TikTok Greece, not TikTok Eurovision, and
I had to double check on my own rankings, but the funny thing is that both Sand and I Am What I Am are my dead last in my rankings for both years. So
Emma
they
must
have
have
that
had
in
like
common.
the impossible choice for you.
Yeah, for me that is.
That is funny. Yeah, so in the meantime, we're waiting for Greece's TikTok and we're waiting for Armenia's write-up, and then picture-wise, we're waiting on Austria, right? We have a few pictures of Austria we saw, but a few more pictures, basically. The official gallery. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, in the meantime, any questions in the chat at ESC United. Were you here, Jonathan, when we said no? You were. You picked your winner, right? As well. You picked the winner earlier as well, right? Were you here for that? Yeah, you were.
Who I think would win? Yes.
Who's going to win? Yes, I was going to. I'm trying to remember if you. It's all. So who? Let's do some guessing. Anyone has any idea of what Armenia is going to do?
I'm hoping pomegranates. Like just
Pomegranates? Like the
pomegranates.
Not again.
So many pomegranates, all the pomegranates. I want her to be covered by pomegranate seeds the way Saba is covered by sand.
She's got like la 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 la.
Yeah.
It'll be quite a bit sticky though.
It would be a little.
I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's the end of rehearsals today anyway.
Yeah.
I just
No,
want
I'm
it to
really
be summery
excited,
and colorful. Like the music video really gives it a nice, homely, cozy vibe, and I really hope they can replicate that.
Yeah. Which of the big five staging, not songs, are you most looking forward to? Let's start with Jasmine. Which one are you looking forward to the most, seeing the staging for the first time? One, only one.
Let me second.
And make it big five, make it direct qualifiers as you will, although we kind of know what Spain's going to do. But
Well, I'm going to say Italy only because in Sanremo we don't really have stagings. They just come on stage and sing their song. So we don't really know what she's going to do. So I'm going to say Italy.
Okay, Italy from Jasmine. Yohanan, what is the one you look? One only. If you could only watch one
only. Well, then I'll have to join to the Italy train as well. But I wanted to be diverse and say something else.
Now, I'd be honest, because mine might not be diverse either. So the only five choices, you know.
Yeah, and then I'll have to go with Italy because it's also my favorite of the year, and I am really, really hoping she can nail that staging and secure the win.
Roy?
To be honest, the choice is really between two of them because we already know roughly what Germany would look like. Spain, what they will do. We definitely know what Sweden will do. And France, I mean, it pretty much writes itself as well. So it's either Italy or UK. And I would most likely see or want to see Italy.
It's funny that you know that Spain doesn't exist, I guess, in Roy's head. Alexandros.
No, I said Spain as well.
He mentioned Spain.
Yeah.
Alexandros, because you don't know the staging day either, though.
Yes, we do. We have the national final performance.
Oh, that's right. They had a national final.
And I just think they're going to copy and paste that.
I'm so out of the loop with everything, and I forget that they had a national final.
You're out of the Malta?
No, Roy. No. That did not work. I know. My jokes don't land either. It's okay. There's no shame in that.
What are you picking? What big five?
I think I want to say Italy too, but I think she's gonna not change like the Sanremo staging. She's gonna be like the same. It's gonna be the same thing on the Eurovision stage.
We were told that, yeah.
Oh, there's gonna be dancers.
Somebody told me that they're gonna have dancers, yeah.
Okay, so then Italy and Germany for sure.
So you get to only pick one.
Oh,
I keep saying that. One Germany. So we got one Germany. Roy said Italy as well, right? Officially?
Yeah.
Okay, then Jonathan. So 3 Italys, 1 Germany. Boris?
La Noia.
So Italy. And James?
So a little bit of trivia for you. Do you know what somebody from Harrogate is called? A sulfurite.
Harry? Okay, no, I don't know. A what?
A sulfurite because of the hot springs there.
Oh, okay, got it.
So that tells you what my answer is. And it's for a reason Roy indicated. We haven't seen his staging, so I'm looking to see what surprises they crop up with.
Yeah, I actually, once again, I shouldn't go last on this one because you stole mine as well again. First, Roy was stealing my France thunder, and I would have said UK as well because I'm a big fan of the song, and we don't know anything about it. And with UK, it's always such a big wild cards question mark. Often they
Well, it
come up
would
with
have been my second choice too.
elaborate
actually.
stagings. Doesn't always work out, but the last 3 years have been all elaborate, whether it's big ass trumpets, the big cage thingy that Sam Ryder had, and then last year we know those big screens and all of that stuff. So I expect something really bombastic. So I'm really excited about the UK the most. Okay, I gotta sneeze, but it's not happening. Any updates yet? I don't think so, right? Okay.
No.
Why am I making the cocaine?
I have a question for chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is it true that the same person that is making Italy's choreography is the same person who's behind Greece's choreography? Considering that we have plenty of Greeks in the chat, I think they can confirm that also.
I'm not sure. If somebody in the chat knows,
I don't
let us
think
know.
so. What
Sarah,
I think Italy has the team that also did Maneskin staging, but the choreographer that also does Rosalia's
yes,
choreography.
Menkun. People saying yes,
Yes,
Menkun.
but I believe that I've read somewhere that he's also doing Greece's staging on top of that. So I want to know whether they are aligned.
People say yes.
Okay.
All right. So, do you think the stage design is versatile for all performances, or do they suit some performances more than others? So, do you think it's a good stage to individualize each performances? What we've seen so far in the pictures. Again, we haven't seen the camera work. What do you think, Jasmine? Do you like what you've seen so far, stage-wise? What can be done?
Yes, I do. When I think of Sweden, I think of something huge and spectacular, never seen before. But I think that what we have, is enough of modern and innovative, but still not too much. And regarding if it's the same for everyone, it cannot always be the same. Like, of course, there will be differences, but I think it's up to the artists to try to adapt to the situation or to change things if they really want to push their ideas for the staging. I think it's possible. But I like what I'm seeing so far.
You
Yeah.
like what I'm seeing? That's fair. How about you, Jonathan? You see you nodding in agreement?
Yeah, I think this stage is really good overall. First of all, we got to appreciate a clean LED floor after Italy. I know it's 2 years ago, but we're still traumatized. So
I know.
It's functional and it's clean. So that's first of all a big plus. But regardless, I think that from the rehearsals that we've seen so far, you can really make a lot with the staging. I'm looking at Portugal, I'm looking at Czechia, who use the cubes, but then you can also not use them, and you can create these really interesting camera angles that I can only assume other countries will use because of the symmetry of the stage. That would also be very cool. And yeah, also Austria made itself look more unique, having a triangle theme instead of the squares that everyone is having because of the stage. So overall, you can really play with it. And the most important thing that it is ambitious, but realistic. Like, it's ambitious, but you can make it work.
I'm going to be an asshole now and put everyone on the spot. Did you prefer the 23 or 24 stage? If you prefer the 24 stage over last year's, think it for a second, then raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5.
I can't remember what the stage was for last year.
Last year, you don't remember that? With those?
No.
Oh.
The oval thing in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the acts and the stagings that were used, but I can't really recall anything about the stage in Liverpool.
It had like those supposed hags that they said like it's supposed to create a hug for the world and Ukraine. But
oh yeah, it had like panels by the side. You mean? Yeah.
Yeah, completely, but I never saw it.
Completely passed me by. Like the most salient thing about the staging this year is actually the shape of the podium, which is in the shape of a cross, and the fact that the cross itself is lined with beams and with lights can actually create really cool effects. if you do it correctly. Now, of course, you have the cubes, but we've had those before in previous years. You had those in 2009, I believe. Yeah, I think the stage this year looks good, but like the 2023 stage looks like, you know, a normal stage for me, not specifically, not one that stood out for me.
James, you did not raise your hand, so you still like 23 better?
Oh no, well, I didn't raise my hand because this is a question I would want to circle back to on May 12th. Basically, in order to answer this question, I want the full spectrum, the full event, all of the acts to compare side by side in order to make that determination.
Well, I just put up a poll a second ago, so I'm gonna. People voted already quickly. So we have the answer. The chat thinks 64% believe 24 was better. So almost again 2/3, not just short of that. So people really like the stage. So I personally, I think, prefer 24 as well. It's really kind of what you said, Boris, because it comes down with what you prefer. But 23 was a fine, great stage. But it is a normal stage. Like, I don't even remember that much either. I remember it, but, you know, I had to think about it for a second. 24 is unique, and it really has these memorable, whether it's the podiums I talk about or the squares on top. It just has a very distinct look that we'll always remember. And that's what I really like about it.
Yeah, me not raising my hand is more like me abstaining from the vote rather than...
Fair.
You know,
that's fair, but you raised a good point for me. That was like, why do I like this one better? I'm like, exactly why, because I think it has more of a distinct, unique.
Also,
look.
It works. There's no part that is malfunctioning, which you know,
we'll all just, you know, we'll never be able to.
At least Italy will never make that mistake again, because we will not let them forget that mistake. So if they win again and host again, they will not be making that error again.
I mean, in their defense, they were able to twist it around. It just took too long. You know, it's just like, how long did they say it takes?
I mean, that's such a fundamental error, though, if you know that there's only like less than a minute between songs that last 3 minutes.
The thing is, though, the EBU had let them have more time in between to announce the acts because they had asked for that initially. And then the EBU, in the end, decided that they weren't going to do that. So then they had less time than they initially would have gotten. So then the motor wasn't quick or strong enough to revolve it around any quicker than it was already happening. So that's why it kind of couldn't happen. So it's not fully right.
Up again. Oh, well.
But also the dirty floors of Italy. I will never forget how they hold me closer, because the first shot is a shot of how dirty the floor is.
Remember when the rehearsal footage came in for Ronella and we all saw that? Christ, that was...
Matt, Alexandros is very hyped.
Alexandros has just pointed
out... I bring it up right now. It's time for Greece.
Miss Satti.
So, as a reminder, this is the TikTok clip. I will... partially muted because of copyright reasons, but I'll bring it back up.
I'm gonna do it my way.
So as you can see, once I start rehearsing. So there she is.
Before we go for our first rehearsal, this is Vasilis, this is Uso, this is Yasin, this is Irini, this is me, Marina, and Erasmia is singing.
She doesn't expect us to remember all of the names, right?
There will be a test.
Yeah, there will be a test.
There'll be a test for Greeks.
So excited and so proud for this opportunity. I hope you guys enjoy it. Enjoy Zari. And
she's so likable.
The sauce.
All right, she's getting ready for the stage.
Did you say enjoy the sauce?
Oh, you go. Okay, this is exactly what we expected. That's good. Oh, that back.
Poor camera guy.
Oh, there they come. There you have it, the Greek. Oh my God, y'all! It is, you know, a song. I call it the hot good mess, and the staging, the colors is a hot good mess to me as well. It's gonna be so busy with the colors. Oh my God! But the energy is there, and we saw they're gonna have lots and lots of close up there, right? You saw she's always close to the camera, and that is exactly what we need: tight, good shots. And sure we haven't seen the camera work yet, but based on the little snippet that we saw, that was I got a little bit excited here. But I got to sorry, Alexander, I should have gone to you first, but I got a little carried away here.
No.
So go ahead.
It's okay. I don't have anything to say. Like, the song is a vibe. The song is very. It's a fun experience. It's let's just say, okay, it has like the meaning behind the song. It's to break up all the stereotypes of Greece, like the too much traditional music, the dancing, which is traditional, that we only have that. The graphics behind her, that I saw like some graffiti and some stuff like that. That Greece is only like Greece is very dirty. Has like we listen only to traditional music. We have those scarves and we dance all day with that, and that's not Greece. Like, that's not only.
You don't? Wow, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I always had the picture as you're walking to work, like, in the elevator. So I'm disappointed here. That's not the case. So Roy,
I love it.
Yeah, Roy, you were clapping. You liked it?
Yeah, it looked really good. Like, I really like the visuals on the LED with the kind of the snowy effects with the very colorful colors on the screen as well. And the cameraman was really close at all times. We still need to see it. We still need to see how like that camera works, because he did quite a fast movement like that, but it looked like he was the entire time pointing in her face, so the camera would be. I can see that working. I do hope that he trained his cardio for this entire week, because that poor man will be running around a lot. But I really like what I was seeing and hearing.
Yeah,
I have a thing to say. Like, it might.
Of course you do.
Like, of course I do. God, I've said so many things. I am curious whether this makes sense to you or not, but the first impression that I had is that it reminded me a bit of Poland 2014, like Mi Slowianie by Cleo and Donaton, because I didn't like that song much either, but it really managed to get a really beautiful choreography together with, twirling, lots of scarf throwing, handkerchiefs, and this feels like the Greek equivalent to that. And I really ended up adoring Mi Slowianie. So I'm actually... Like, does that comparison kind of make sense to you, that it's sort of like the Greek equivalent to that?
I understand it. It's a different theme and different genre, of course, but I understand where you're coming from, especially the essence of what you're trying to convey, saying that a fun staging can make a song a lot more enjoyable, even if it's not your cup of tea initially. So I totally understand what you're saying by that.
Do you mean like the whole song, or only the part with the scarf?
No, I like there were also shots of like the dancers of Cleo like running around her in a circle, and the cameraman walking around it. We see that with Marina also. There are a couple of parallels between that song. It feels like a modernistic Greek version of that Polish song. Like,
okay,
it does the same thing to Greek culture what it did to Polish culture, because let's be honest, Mi Slowianie was also a satire of Polish culture with their butter churner and all the things.
Yeah.
Right? And it looks
They
like
don't do that all day either. Yeah.
I have to say, I quite like this. This is better than I thought it would be, and I'm happy with it.
Poland is obviously, to be fair, it's a lot more novelty than Greek. So even the Greek as well to a certain extent, but it's a lot more the visuals and the, like the cleavage and all that stuff. It became a meme to, for years and years. James, what are your thoughts on the clip?
I'm just going to say, so far I'm interested. I am interested in it's very tantalizing, makes you want to look, find out more about this entry. So, and having seen the cameraman and the potential shots there, I'm a little less worried about the single camera aspect.
Yeah, that's going to be the whole thing. We have to see, of course, because it's that idea of having one camera shot. This is going to be a make or break a little bit, though, seeing the camera work. And we'll get that in a few days when they rehearse for the second time. We get 30 seconds of that. And then on Monday, those who have press access can see the whole thing. So while we're going to come back to Greece in just a moment, but first let's jump into Austria. Now the full gallery's up. I now showed a few pictures earlier. So let's take a look at that. I'll look at her. She's so happy. She looks great. I like
give her the trophy already.
I know, right?
Oh my God. I mean, if Austria wins, I will absolutely ... myself.
Nah, I mean, I think it's a contender for victory, but it could do better. It could do worse than a lot of people anticipate. I think it's a little bit more of a wild card. So you can see some of the laser effects, I guess, coming from the pyramid. Okay, and then she's flipping.
Oh.
She did say it's going to be a 3-minute dance break, basically, right? I remember her saying that, so she wasn't kidding. Okay. All right. She seems quite, in the pictures at least, she seems quite confident and happy. That's good. That's exactly what you were pointing out, Boris, earlier. You know, that this has to be there. So hopefully that's also going to be
She has
conveyed.
command of the stage. This is really
Yes.
important. She really needs to be there. It really gets underrated how strong a commandeering presence on the stage can be. This is the exact reason why Nebulosa won in Benidorm also. They also
Oftentimes, yeah. Like even like I'm going back to like Germany 2010. Lena wasn't the best vocalist, but she had like so much charisma on stage and people were just drawn to her, you know, and she won. So you don't always have to be vocally.
Lena Meyer-Landrut is like the person who invented the concept of adorkable at Eurovision.
Yes,
she
exactly.
owns that. It's her label.
Yes, and it was just very obvious to me as well, because if it would have been only the vocals, we had a different story there. Anyway, so here with her furry coat, I think, yeah. And there's a lot of dancing. Here she is. And there are the smoke effects. Okay, so you have a lot of silhouette dancing. It gets dark, I think, and you just see them.
Good.
What?
It's good.
Oh, it's good. Yes. And there you go. So I would love to hear some of your thoughts. Jasmine, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's the same as when we talked about it before. I like what it looks like. I don't think it's too dark, as I see some people are talking about that in the comments. I think it should be like that. As I said, it reminds me of Maria Sur's performance from Melody Festival, and that I liked a lot. So I believe this is going to be a better version of that in terms of visual aspects. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have some thoughts about Greece, so we'll go when we go back.
Okay, we'll tell you in a second. Now remind me to come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, Jonathan, what are your thoughts about what you saw from Austria?
First of all, come back to me too about Greece as well, because I also have many thoughts.
Wow,
But
okay,
for
we're gonna do.
Austria-
Okay, let's do Austria and then we come back to Greece.
Yeah, I love Austria's staging. I think that it is the exact amount of dynamic that the song needs that lacked in the music video, which obviously she was keeping all of the dancing and all of these fun moments to the live. We knew that. But now it seems more and more that she is delivering on her promise. She said a 3-minute dance break, and she said that it is going to be a rave. And I think that another main thing that we're not having at the moment, but I'm sure will make it great, is the audience. The fact that there is 360 degrees of audience around her raving to the song as well. There will for sure be audience shots during the break that will make it look like even a bigger party than the song is, and the song is a very big party.
There could be the moment where they do instructions, because you know those who've been in the audience before, sometimes you see like a certain thing like turn your cameras or do this, right? They do, so they may do something like that for Austria, letting them all know start jumping, bitches, and then they will do that. So they don't say bitches, but you get my point.
I will start
although I want them
jumping
to
if
say
they
that I want
had
Martin
told me that
Osterdahl,
way.
bitches, get up. Roy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I really like the contrast of her red hair with the blue lighting and the black darkness, and I think the outfit is really fitting as well. Like it's simple, it's black with just some silver diamonds, and I think it really fits well. I just need to hear it. That's really all.
All right,
Just
then we'll
wanna hear
pick
how it
James.
sounds.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, it harkens back to a lot of those 90s techno songs and the videos too. The videos were all the silhouettes, and then they'd have, and as Roy mentioned, the red hair actually stands out, and it's very clever how they're making her pop front and center. And then the rest of the dancers seem to be just sort of moving silhouettes, like you're in a rave and you're seeing somebody on the floor, and you just can't take your eyes off.
Very fair. And Alexandros, real quick.
I really like the photos so far. I'm just checking them again just to see them more close up. I have to say that for some reason I prefer her with the coat on. I don't know why, but I don't like the suit that she has. I prefer like having that white on top of that. some
Roy,
reason.
can
I
you?
don't know why.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Roy, can you try and see if you can bring up Denmark's pictures again at this time? Because from some reason mine are still not coming up. Maybe because I'm so far away from the fun. Let's go back to Jasmine real quick. You had another thought on Greece. Let's go to you first, and then to you, Jonathan, afterwards.
Yeah, I had several. Good that I'm writing these down because I would forgot.
I know. I'm like trying to moderate this
I
shit.
know.
But it's like,
So first thing that came to mind was the stage. So I believe that Greece is gonna benefit from the smaller stage compared to last year. I believe on that big stage that we had last year, it would be hard for the cameraman to go around her and to really focus on her. So I believe that smaller stage will benefit them. Also, I'm really interested in the close-ups because we've seen some hand choreographies and I love those. Armenia 2017 comes to mind, that bridge part. I adore that. So if it's gonna be something like that, I'm gonna be all over it. And what else do I have here? Yes, I have written down too much color in that moment when the whole backdrop was too colorful. I don't find that to be necessary for this performance, but we'll see as a whole. Overall, I wasn't the hugest fan of the song, but now I am opening up myself for pushing it a bit higher in my rankings because this performance really looks good. It looks promising, and yeah, it's a grower so far.
okay, a grower according to Jasmine.
Hey.
Jonathan. Yes, go ahead. Your thoughts on what you saw.
Wow. Okay. Well, I expected to have Yasmin more on my corner here, but
Oh.
it's the other side for me. I love the studio version, and yes, I will put my address later in the comments for the death threats that I will about to get. But the staging, I'm not feeling it as much. I don't know why. My first impression was it's like overload of colors and textures and movements, and it might be a me thing. It's probably a me thing given all of your comments, but I think it's a little bit too much for me, and I wonder how it's going to come across on TV. Because it will be very different than what we've seen now. So it all depends on if the casual viewers will see it as too much or just the right amount. Only time will tell.
I
what's
wonder,
Jonathan
though,
getting canceled?
Yes,
wonder,
yes,
though,
for sure.
Now that's fine. You're allowed to have your opinion. I have posted in the chat as well. So people can say if they liked it or not. I know it's a very binary option, but you know,
I wonder though about the Greek color. Like, you know, how much are we going to see about that? Because, you know, as Roy pointed out, the cameraman is walking like half a marathon when he's capturing all of that. So how much focus will be on the floor drop and on the backdrop? Maybe it is exactly bright so that the color would be projected onto the dancers without looking directly at the backdrop.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. I brought up the gallery foot. Oh, not I. Roy brought it up on my behalf, so I brought up it on the screen. So
it's all right.
Cut off a little bit there because you know.
Yeah, because my laptop is doing weird stuff with that. But oh well. Oh.
There we go. So we see her. The outfit looks very similar. As
with
said, not identical.
Sand.
Wow. Oh yeah, you can see the sand through. Oh, does she have? She looks like Kano from Mortal Kombat there.
Yes. Oh yes. Thank you, Matt.
It's those who get the reference, right? Because that's my favorite video game, like growing up, and still is. I played every single Mortal Kombat. So those who
I love Mortal Kombat.
I know it's
terrible at it, but oh well.
It's what? It's terrible. What?
I am terrible at it, but I love it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so does she get like a red light on her heart, or like she's holding a red light? Can you go back one picture?
Yes, of course. Yeah, she had it in a national final performance as well, where it was like sort of a heart-shaped thing from. Yeah.
Am I doing the top half of the screen?
We can only see the way he cuts it off, unfortunately.
Yeah, like then we'll have the small one because this one you couldn't hear.
Roy, I can share mine now. You can stop.
Okay, perfect.
So thank you, though. I appreciate it. Yeah, sometimes it's just delayed on my end because I'm on the other side of the world, I guess.
The bird needs to travel faster.
I know.
I quite like the wide shots of Denmark. Am I the only one? Could you move forward to one of the wide shots there?
I'll get to in a second. So here's the Kana shot. I love it actually, but
It looks fierce. It looks fierce. I'll give it that.
That's a cool
I
shot.
really like this.
That's a
Are they
beautiful-
going to
It
go
looks
wide
really
with that?
good.
They should do that.
To be in Sean's, like, to say his entire thing, that's a nice shot.
Oh, that's a yeah. He said, yeah, I know, but it's true. I always say that too. I just say different words. Yeah. So I think
Good
this.
old Sean. We miss him.
Of course I do. Okay, so that's her podium that she's standing on her pedestal. It's a big box. Okay.
Yeah, I just love the simplicity. It's very good.
It's visually, it's really pretty here. I'll give it that. And now there's going to be a lot of red and lasers. I think this staging, the Malmo staging potential here is just, they're really taking advantage of making it from a smaller national final stage and bringing it to the Malmo stage. Some do it better than others. It seems like Denmark is doing a good job based on the pictures here. That's another nice shot. Look at that with the lights up there. I'm not sure how the camera will capture this, but color-wise, this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely like what I've heard from Denmark is that they really hard, that they're working very, very hard on this qualification. They are putting in all the stops, all the efforts. Part of the reason why Saba apparently skipped Amsterdam was that so she could rest and recover from the really harsh parties that were going on in Spain. Like, she's very motivated. She feels like the type of person who has the exact type of profile that Denmark need. They need someone who is willing to absolutely throw themselves into the competition and work hard and take risks, but also
And
constantly
sing the word
remain flexible.
sand.
Yes,
well,
that
here's the
too.
thing.
But that's part of the song, and she did not write the song. Like,
Yeah. There are two things I want to say about this, actually, because number one, I find her incredibly charismatic, right? That's good. I think she has a lot going. Like, she draws people in. And one of the things, I mean, in one way, it's smart. Like, it's something I personally find annoying, but for presentation perspective is smart. Her really embracing the sand theme, because the sand thing should only be like a metaphor, right? And she's going literally with it, like all the way, which can for people be like, oh, remember the sand lady? It's the new sand lady, by the way. The name has changed now. So it's like people remember that. It's, to me, it's personally, I'm like, I understand sand is a metaphor in your song, right? You don't have to go all the way into sand holding stuff, but I get why she's doing it. It's just, for me, personally, not what I would have done, but I get it why they went down that visual route. So, but I will say it looked really beautiful, staging wise. What do you think, Alexandros?
So as I've said, yeah, I agree with you in most of the things that you've said. I don't think that what I wanted to say, like, for me, it's about simplicity. Like, if it comes, like, is it after Austria and Greece, or is it Czechia, Austria, and then Denmark? Yeah. So because it's very simple and it has that flow, I'm gonna say, it has like a nice flow. It almost calms you down before like a big song comes again on the stage and like shake everything up.
Okay. How about you, James?
Well, I do say the staging does look impressive. Pity about the song, though. It looks it is way too grand and epic a stage for what is kind of a pokey little song. And so I would think if you're a viewer and you're watching this, you'd be disappointed by the song just seeing this the stunning scape. But but yeah, it does. The staging definitely elevates the song, though.
Yeah. The question is, does the song have a ceiling? Does it stand? No one said, does it stand out? Does it stand out? See, she's already brainwashing me. Does it stand out?
It's definitely standing out.
Yeah, it's standing out for sure. But now the point I was going to make was Denmark often has this sometimes, because I think some people think it's a nice song, but often nice can be like safe, right? And sometimes Denmark makes it with a nice, sweet, good song that people like. I remember in Love Is Forever, everybody thought this was going to burn and crash in the finals. Whatever you may think about it, this is not the point. You know, you may not like it. I actually thought it was kind of sweet, but nobody thought it was going to even qualify, and then it ended up on the left side of the scoreboard in the grand final. So sometimes Denmark has these underappreciated songs, like the melody and the simplicity, vanilla-ness of it, for the lack of a better word, is actually an appealing thing. So I am not sure if Sand will fall into that bucket or if it will fall into it's too vanilla for people's liking. And I think this could go either way as well. Even though I have it as a non-qualifier right now, my jaw would not be on the floor if this were to qualify. That's how I would phrase it. Jasmine, what do you think?
You stole me my comment with Denmark 2019. I kind of wanted to draw that parallel as well, but I definitely agree with that because that song didn't stand out, but because it didn't stand out, it stood out. I know. I like the professional approach they're going with this. As Boris said, I didn't know that, so I'm really glad that she's taking it so seriously. And similar to Malta, because the song isn't really that much, you need something on the side, you need visuals, you need something to grab people, to grab the attention, to get those votes. So I'm glad that they're doing this. I love the pictures that I've seen. I'm still not confident it will qualify, but if it makes it, I will not be shocked. And I just wanted to say again, one more thing. Bulgaria 2021 staging, they used sand, and I love that idea. I really like that idea with like the time is passing and everything. And
but that was metaphorically, right? Not literally. That's the difference there, I guess.
Yeah, that's the difference. But I really loved that idea with the sand, so it could be executed well. This literal like sand in your hand, I'm not sure about that, but we'll see what she'll do with that sand.
Yeah. It just seemed to me like it's sand. Like I know the word sand, you know. It's
well, it's
so anyways, anyone, if you have thoughts in a second, if you keep for any country, y'all feel free to share them. I just want to read the Armenia blip real quick here.
Ooh.
Yes. So the last rehearsal of the day. We are ready for it. I cannot read today. So the Jako of the title is the little girl version of singer who's along with French instrumentist Luke. Okay, that's the official video for this, has lots of sass and energy, and that spirit is definitely been brought to the Malmo stage, along with Jacqueline's costume and trademark plates. There's also an island of brightly colored plinth in the middle of the stage where Ladaniva's band stand on different levels playing their instruments. In the second half of the LED wall and cube graphics kick in with Armenian motifs, motifs, and lots of chickens. We are strongly advocating for Croatia-Armenia farmyard crossover. The whole thing is a riot of color and energy, a great way to end another fun day in the Malmö arena. I just got a little goosebumps here right now. I heard Roy saying yes. So Roy, you good?
This sounds incredible. This sounds exactly what I wanted. I wanted chickens on the LEDs. No, but like it sounds colorful. It sounds like if you talk about a singer that has charisma, in the video clip, Jacqueline looks so happy and so energetic and so charismatic. And if they really get that on the stage, I already saw a little picture of her outfit as well. Oh, I'm so excited for Armenia. I'm so excited.
Yeah, anybody else has a good opinion based on the read up?
Yes. Me.
Yes. You first, Boris, and then Jonathan. Go ahead.
I mean, this is what I was hoping to hear about Armenia ever since I saw their clip in Madrid, where they were so infectiously happy, infectiously joyful. Like, you know, I'm really hoping to see all the color and all the charisma and all the happiness just translate through. I really do like good happy songs, and this seems like a really good happy song. I'm excited for it. Like, bring it on, bring on the footage. I can't wait.
That kind of music at the contest. Go ahead, Jonathan. Here's the outfit, by the way. I think.
Yes,
adorable, absolutely adorable in my opinion. Both of them. They both are really. They're just so likable. Anyways, go ahead, Jonathan.
That is exactly what I wanted to say. How can you not love them instantly. This is what I wanted to hear, and I'm sure that they will deliver it. I'm very happy that they're leaning onto the band and they are going to have a lot of instruments. I hope that the guy from the duo will, I forgot his name, sorry, will switch up the instruments as he does in the music video, which is very fun. It's joyful and it shows the like true like nature of the song. It shows the like festivity of it. It shows what they're trying to bring. I'm happy that it has some sort of a structure that they will be on, because that's always fun to play with. And yeah, mainly I just hope that they will interact with the crowd as much as they can, because as Boris said, that performance in Madrid where they're very interactive with the crowd, that's what makes it in the end, and that can translate even through TV.
I am hoping the only criticism, for the lack of a better word, I had about the song is that it was too short, because I felt like it just stopped too sudden, and because they had like less than 2.5 minutes, right? And I heard rumblings that they were adding like a little like dance break for the, not like what you think, you know, like Eleni Ferreira kind of dance break, but you know what I mean, you know, some kind of instrumental part, you know, where they're probably going to do more traditional dancing.
I believe that sorry that I'm interrupting. I believe that the song was also just like an album track that they that was under 3 minutes that they then chose. So they're now, so it's good to hear that you're saying that there's apparently going to be like an extended Eurovision version, because that is also my main criticism of the song. There's simply not enough of it. There needs to be more.
Yeah, because and now people are like, well, this song's that we got what we got. Yeah, but you have 3 minutes. You want to have people like be like fulfilled. You know, if you don't feel like it, you don't feel fulfilled with that performance, it could work against you. Somebody's asking, could Armenia end up really high in the semi? Could Armenia get a top 5? Who believes, with raising a hand, that Armenia has a really good shot being in the top 5 of this semi? Raise your hand.
Of the semi? Without question.
Without question. Except Alexandros, you don't think it's going to be top 5 in the semi? You don't think it's has what it takes?
Yeah, for me, even though I like the song, I not super like the song, but I like it enough. And except that I want a featuring with Marina Satti. I think they have the same. They had at some point the same management team, and they are friends and they talk. So we will have something after Eurovision with these two. But apart from that, I don't know. I don't get the vibe very much. I don't know.
Just okay, because I forgot to post the particular poll. Close it. 74% like the staging of Greece. 25 did not. So, Yehonatan, you are in the minority here. I'm sure that's okay though. But you're not alone, at least. So I am going to post another poll. While I'm doing that, I want to hear from you again, Roy, because you said it's like you think it's going to be even doing better in the grand final based on your reaction.
Yeah, I could see it. Top 5 is like bordering for me if it could get it in the grand final, but in the semifinal, definitely. I think it's going to be probably Netherlands, Switzerland, Armenia, and then Greece or something like that. I think
Norway.
Yes, Norway. Yes,
Norway.
Sure.
I hope so, but I'm a bit more pessimistic about that. Maybe it's just me being cautious.
Norway is second place in that semi after the Netherlands. Bank on it.
I'd love you to be right on that, but I don't think it will.
I don't know about that. Man, about the difference.
No, I just think Armenia is so bright and so colorful, and like it's like an improved version of Trenulatul from Moldova, and like it's more young, it's more fresh, and they're so likable. I think people will pick up their phones in masses for this song, and with the staging how it was described here, I have no doubt that this will fly through, and yeah, top 5 definitely in the semifinal.
Yeah, it would be nice, because when was the last time Armenia was in the top 10? Was it 2016, right? With Love Wave?
I would have to look that up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it's been a minute. So we shall see.
Yeah,
Let me end this poll quick here in terms of how many people think Armenia will qualify. 85% believe it'll qualify to the grand final. I mean, it's not a surprise here. 15% saying no, but who said no? What? No. I mean, it's possible. We've seen surprises, right? So
we have their IP addresses, right?
Yeah, I know. We tracked you. Okay. We're going to send it to the Armenian delegation. You should be receiving a call.
This entire live stream is just Johannessen's Mossad application.
So by the way, anyone has questions in the chat at ESC United. So we haven't seen the clips yet, all of the what you call it, TikTok clips, but based on just the pictures alone, we know that we've seen all the pictures for the day. Who do you think personally impressed you the most? Has nothing to do necessarily with your personal favorite, but you're like, oh, that looks good. Oh no, we don't have Armenia's pictures yet, so maybe we should hold off. I forgot about that. Sorry, we just talked. I feel like we've seen them because the description was so good. You know what I mean?
Vote for Armenia, or are we going to wait until we have the pictures?
We're going to wait until I'm going to ask a question when we have the Armenia pictures.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because I feel like I already know what.
I know. I feel like I've seen it in my head. I've seen it.
I also know how everyone is just going to raise their hand if we're doing a raise of hands.
Okay. Let's do a run through just for fun. And you could only pick one. Don't cheat. Who could be the shock non-qualifier of this semi? Real quick, just, who is it, Boris?
Belgium.
Oh, the Belgian guy. Belgium. Okay. James.
I thought I was going to hurt Boris's feelings with this one. I agree with Belgium.
Okay, 2 Belgiums. Alexandros.
I do not like Belgium, so you're not hurting my feelings.
Alexandros.
Are we talking about the whole semifinal or only that?
Yes, whole semifinal.
I mean, maybe Norway
Only one,
Norway.
Norway. Roy.
I don't want to be boring, but I also think it could be Belgium.
No, you got to be honest. You don't want to, lie. So 3 Belgiums, 1 Norway. Jasmine?
Estonia.
Yeah. Okay.
I could see that happening too.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be that much of a shock to me in a way.
Jonathan, what's your surprise non-qualifier?
Greece.
Said it. I actually have 3 in my head, but I'm not going to say 3.
Still.
So I'm debating. I'm going to say Norway as well. So
of course you would.
I'm going to vote for Norway 20 times. So
for multiple reasons. For multiple reasons, not just because I'm struggling with the song as well, but I've seen other comments of non-Diet Bubbles fans. Also, I've seen some of the polls. There are a lot of signs that I could see this happening. I'm not saying it will. A lot of people list Austria. I actually don't even have it as a guaranteed qualifier, so that's why I didn't even would it considered a shock non-qualifier. I guess to me, it would be just a disappointing non-qualifier, but not a shock.
I'm surprised no one is saying Israel, because that is also not doing well in polls.
That was one of my 3s, actually. I'm going to say I had Belgium as well. Belgium, Israel, and what did you said? Norway. But I settled with Norway. So that was my thinking, one of these.
For me, I don't think it won't qualify. Like, I don't have it as a non.
No, I don't have it either. But I said if there's a non-shocker, I would. I currently have no.
Did we do one for the first poll? For the first semi?
Shock non-qualifier? No, the question wasn't asked.
Oh no,
we need to.
Oh well, then
who is for balance reasons?
Who is the shock non-qualifier in the first semi? Who has already won in their head so they can go first? Because I have to look it up real quick.
Depends what you think is a shock, to be honest.
Well, in your mind, you don't have to. It's subjective. Maybe I don't. But go ahead. What you personally would consider a shock?
I need to think about that.
Okay,
I will be brave and
Jasmine is raising his hand.
Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry.
You next, then. You have first, Jasmine.
It's a brave statement, but for my reasons, I'm going to say Lithuania.
You took mine. Come on.
Oh, sorry, Jonathan.
Saying Lithuania.
I have a different one.
Okay, go ahead,
Serbia.
Serbia. See, I personally wouldn't consider Serbia a surprise non-qualifier.
No.
I personally also feel like, maybe Poland instead or Finland, but I'm just going to say Serbia because a lot of people assume they're in. It looks really good, but the issue with that song is making sure that it retains attention once it has ended, and you can't do that with visuals alone. Yeah, I guess so. But for me, that would be the one in the 10 that are currently in where I'm like, maybe not.
James.
Finland.
Okay, that would be an interesting outcome. Did you say 1-1 already, Roy?
No, I will agree with James on Finland, actually.
Okay, second Finland. You think the televoters actually think it's just too much?
Yeah.
I would think it's a huge turnoff for a large swath of people. Yes.
Yeah.
True. Okay, it's not again. It's only shock. They're not predicting it. They're saying if there would be a shock non-qualifier, it would be Finland. Alexandros, who's your shock non-qualifier if there's one?
Azerbaijan.
That's not even. They're like in 12th place in the betting odds of 13th.
Yeah.
It would be
that
shocking to him though, because he thinks they're in.
They're like 13th in the betting odds.
According to me, or like in general, a shocking qualifier.
Shocking non-qualifier.
Shocking
Not
elimination.
shocking qualifier. A one that's considered a safe qualifier, like likely to qualify, and then there won't on the night. A surprising non-qualifier. Like who will surprisingly not make the cut? Iceland?
Cyprus. He
Cyprus.
Cyprus. I said Iceland. Cyprus. Okay. That's fair.
Could see that happen too.
For me, I am thinking Croatia. I'm kidding. That's I wanted to say something different. I kind of agree with what everyone is saying. If I have to pick one, I will go with Lithuania. No, not Lithuania. Excuse me. With Finland as well. Lithuania, I still think they have too much of a head start in the semi because there's a lot of friendly votes that they're getting just to make the cut. So that's the honor. But I see what you're saying, though. I see where you're coming from. Now, of course, Croatia was just a joke. I
now
think
we have to do the shock qualifiers.
Yes.
Before we do that, is there any update yet on anything? I
haven't seen anything yet.
Okay, people in the chat, let me know if you see anything while we're talking. Let's do the shock qualifier. It's 15 countries. You know, there are very few shock qualifiers that I could think of. Anyone can think of one in semi one?
Well, instead of maybe shock qualifiers, we could do maybe the country where you feel like it's going to do much better than expected.
Okay, go ahead, Boris. You already have one in mind, right?
Ireland.
Okay. So you think it's going to be like top 5 potentially in that semi when you say, because it's currently considered a qualifier?
I think Ireland has improved so much over the past few weeks that I am kind of seeing the vision coming together for them. And they went from like a guaranteed NQ for me to like someone that I have very high expectations for. I'm excited. So yes.
So how Jonathan, do you have one?
Yes, actually I have two, but I won't say them because I'll pick Australia just because it's featured as non-qualifier, and I do think it is a qualifier. But there is someone else currently 10th in the odds where I think it's an easy top 5. So,
okay, I will pick actually me personally. Oh no, that's just another video of Azerbaijan on TikTok. Never mind. I will actually pick Azerbaijan as a country that may do better than some people anticipate.
God damn it,
Roy, you were on the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. I also think that San Marino might do better than people think.
Yeah, except that's a different semi.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
we'll do
We're doing
semi-2
semi one.
tomorrow or later today. It's fine.
It's Roy the Rebel again.
Okay.
I love San
Azerbaijan
Marino's
then.
song this
You're
year.
not my Roy.
I hope it's true.
Not my Roy. Okay, go. Jasmine, do you have? No, did you guys? Who hasn't picked yet one?
Me. Well, I'm gonna say Portugal. Some people are still saying it's not gonna qualify. I believe that is a top 5 in the semi. Could be even higher.
Okay, I can see that. Okay, Alexandros, do you have a? That's one.
Same with you and Roy, Azerbaijan.
Yeah. Okay. Did I miss anybody? No, I think we got everybody, right? Oh no, sorry, James. Go ahead.
So people don't think Portugal's going to qualify?
Well, until
Somehow.
yesterday. Until like a couple of days ago, it was outside the top 10 predictions. It went in there now. I think 10th place or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, because I would pick Portugal on that one. Then I'm surprised to have learned that they were outside of the top 10 at some point.
Yeah, they were like 12, 11, and now they're 10th or 9th. I forgot. So they certainly after the rehearsal, it had a very positive 10th. Yeah, but it's still pretty low. So it's the borderline qualifier right now. So you also think James Portugal? So we had like 3 Portugals, 2 Azerbaijans. And what else did we have?
I voted for Ireland.
I said
Ireland.
Australia.
And Australia, yes. One Ireland, 1 Australia, 2 Azerbaijans, and 3 Portugal. So Portugal technically wins this one. Okay, real quick. I'm looking at the chat here right now. Portugal will pass. Ireland will be 9th. The odds have Tanka Portugal. Yeah, so that Slovenia, somebody said Slovenia. So it seems also all over the place here. Let's talk about semi 2. Anyone already has an answer of a country that will do better than
I already said mine, I guess.
Yeah, so Roy says San Marino. James says
Latvia.
Latvia.
Ooh,
Yeah,
You know,
no,
bold.
now this
I
one,
actually.
I have a reasoning for this. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is the norm course choice. There's like those blokes at the pub who will come to watch some trendy, come to watch the crazy Eurovision ones, and they'll be impressed by the message of Hollow, and it was that song resonates with me. Vote for it.
Okay, so we got one San Marino, one Latvia. I was actually, it's hilarious that the two of you went first because those were my two picks. So I will join Roy, though. I think it'll be San Marino that's going to do much better than people anticipate. So, Jasmine, do you have one?
Absolutely, San Marino.
Oh, three
Absolutely.
San Marinos.
I'm the biggest supporter ever, so get ready for tomorrow.
Three San Marinos, one Latvia. Boris.
I'm thinking I'm going to make a very boring declaration and just going to say Armenia.
Armenia, okay.
Yeah,
So-
better than expected. I think they're very safe as a qualifier, and I also feel like they have potential to be on the left side of the scoreboard. And I don't think many people are putting them there at this point.
Nope, that is fair. Absolutely. I think they could rise definitely quite a bit. So three San Marinos, one Latvia, one Armenia. Alexandros, who did you pick? As the
I
one
mean,
that's-
because Boris said Armenia, we're talking about the shocking qualifier, right?
Not yes, more like which country's going to do a whole lot better in the semi than people
Than
will think.
expected.
Yeah.
I think Denmark. Like
Denmark.
I think, yeah, I think it will. For me, I think it will be in the top 5 for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, San Marino has already won our vote here, but Yehonatan, bring it home anyways. What is your vote? Which country's going to do much better than people anticipate?
Gotta give it to Malta.
Malta. These are all good comments. It's true. Malta was on in consideration as well for me, but
Yeah, it definitely looks, after today, it looks like if there is a shock qualifier, it will be Malta.
Wait.
Maybe we're cooking. Maybe the other countries in the second half are like cooking with gas too. But so far, it looks like Malta have made a very positive impression. so
Malta
far.
is
making
only 15th in the odds to
What's
qualify.
15 in the odds?
Like 20-something%. This is horrible.
Are you mental? Okay.
Which one? What are you talking about right now?
Malta. I did not expect them to be that low, like even
Yeah.
lower than San Marino. Oh, then that might well.
I think that
Yeah.
people just give Malta a very fair treatment, which it is Malta after all. They do not get televote even when they try their best. It's like San Marino. Like they rarely ever get televote. Even with Destiny, they manage in the final to only scrub through that 40-something points. So
Yeah, it's been a while since I
I
got a
think
lot
Destiny
of.
got around 70.
No,
But like
46.
Senhit was almost an NQ in the televote.
To be fair with Malta, it was also the running order did them dirty a lot because they came second in the semis with the televote. And yes, it's fair to say that you drop a little bit maybe, but that is one of the biggest drops we've seen, like in the top 5 biggest drops ever. I watched a video actually just yesterday, the biggest televote drop from semi to finals. And
Somebody
Malta
says
was
because Switzerland's TikTok.
The Armenia picks are out. Yeah.
Okay,
what?
we should
I
look
heard
at them.
TikTok. Somebody said TikTok.
Yes.
Switzerland. Yes.
Switzerland. All right, let me
Let's
bring that up.
go.
Well, before you do that, fellas, I gotta run.
Okay, James. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you soon, right? I'll see you.
You scheduled me for tomorrow, so
tomorrow. Okay.
Yes.
See you then.
all right, see
Bye-bye.
you guys later. Nice meeting you all.
Bye.
See you tomorrow, James.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna
I don't
stand
wanna
up for
kick
this
him,
one.
'cause then I'm worried he's banned. Okay, so I let him lock out. All right, so I'll bring up the this thing in the meantime. All right. Once again, I will have to mute at points, so don't hate me.
Beats like a drum.
Like on the live recorded. Okay.
To see everyone working so hard for this, and I'll see the stage for the first time. I'm super excited. I hope you love it as much as I do.
Let's look at his dead flamingos here.
There.
did
not
someone
like
mention
flamingos are
Mira
hairy, really,
Craig
but,
in relation to that outfit already?
Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Fierce.
So let's go with you, Boris. You said fierce. You like it?
I mean, I like them a lot, and I like their song a lot, and this gives attitude. I'm still not 100% convinced by the staging or the outfit, but I like it. I like it. You can't
Do you
convince me
think,
otherwise.
just out of curiosity for people, not that I wanted to, but, you know, should they have had dances with this song or not really? Because it is a pretty upbeat song now.
I never imagined dances as part of Nemo. Maybe like a few people on stage who like rejected them when they're still struggling and then accept them later, but I don't think so. The story is Nemo's. It's not like, you know, they're the main character. So I think them being on the stage by themselves is what they need to do.
Okay.
I think
And
it's
Roy,
okay.
yeah, you like the song, Roy. I think it's one of you up there.
Oh, I
right?
love it. It's like basically my joint winner.
So, what did you think?
I like what I'm seeing. I really like how they didn't really reveal that much. Like, you can kind of get an idea of where they're going to be doing some kind of things. But I like where they were spinning around and kind of sliding down the thing. I just really want to see the jump moment because that would be really cool. I like the overall vision. I think that's mostly what I'm taking away from this. I like what I'm seeing. I like where this is going. And I really want to see the full performance because, of course, we cannot see it yet.
Yeah. And Jasmine, what are your thoughts?
I will agree with Roy. We've seen some instances of staging and how they're sliding down the disc or whatever that is, but we didn't really see a lot. And I'm wondering if that's going to be present throughout the whole 3 minutes. And if yes, then my question is, what kind of things you can do on that thing for 3 minutes to be different, not to repeat yourself, to keep the audience engaged? You can work with different kind of angles and stuff. So I'm curious about this a lot.
How about you, Yehonatan?
Well, this is wow. This is going to be a moment. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of the outfit itself. As I said, Mira Craig from MGP 2022 would be jealous of those wigs. But regardless, the staging is fantastic. That spinning thing, I think, can work wonders with camera angles, with like the tilting and the photos that we've seen. And the fact that Nemo keeps all of that up with great vocals is something to note as well. And yeah, it gives me winner vibes. I do think that it can win.
Okay, well, so we have some mostly positive and holding pattern comments here in terms of what's going to happen. The Armenia pictures are up, but once again, guess what? They're not loading for me right now. So probably in a minute or so. And Roy also disappeared for a second, so I'll just have to wait. Roy, come back, Roy.
Ignore.
This is unprofessional. Okay. All right. So as soon as the pictures go, especially him just walking back and forth, it's just kind of hilarious. Now, but I agree. I'm always, because their performance, I'm trying to catch myself with Switzerland, is that it seems, when I say risky, for the lack of, like, there's jumping, there's moving, you know, tipping over. There is always the risk of tripping, falling, all that stuff. And always these kind of performances make me nervous. I've been to Cirque du Soleil several times and I cannot enjoy it because all I think about, what if they fall? What if they trip? And it's just nerve-wracking to me. So I just, you know, so I cannot even enjoy it. So I have like a minor version of that when I watch like very elaborate stagings. And I remember in 2016, when we were still able to watch the individual rehearsals, Sergei Lazarev from Russia, he was climbing thunder and lightning. It's getting exciting. And he fell down. And you just heard a big plum and the music stopped. And we're just like, oh, crap. So
Really?
yes, that happened, and we're just like, oh my god! But he was fine, you know. He is like a pro. But
I'm so happy you weren't there for when it happened to Elina Nechayeva in the Estonian national final 2 years back.
Yes.
How did she do that?
Well, I mean, she didn't do it. Like the
No,
stage,
how did she
hoist her in
still,
the air.
after the incident, the way she landed, like it was planned almost the way it looked. Do
She
you know
got
what I mean?
Iron
I
Casio.
thought it
That's what
was.
she has.
I thought it was planned too.
Me too.
Me too. I didn't see anything wrong with that. I was like, oh wow, this is cool. Look at her go. And
Yeah.
then later on I read that was not the plan. Like, okay.
She really risked her life just to come 8th in that selection. Such a shame.
Right. Yeah, it's still not loading for me for Armenia, so I'll bring him up in just a moment. So yeah, but that kind of stuff usually makes me a little nervous. But besides that, I think it's actually, again, Switzerland is the kind of performance, it probably looks kind of blah from the arena. It's like, yes, he's walking around a stupid little platform, but then on camera, it's going to look amazing. And so that's basically what we need to wait for. So I'll show the pictures in just a moment. If you have any questions, at ESC United in the chat. Any other thoughts on what did we talk right before we tried to show pictures? I forgot what we were talking about.
I think we did. I think we were just rounding up the shock qualifiers.
Qualifiers, that's what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we rounded that up.
Let's talk about, while we're waiting for Armenia, tomorrow will be the second half of semi-final 2. Anyone has any not favorites? We don't talk favorites, right? Because that's, but something that you're really excited to see the staging. Anyone has any only one? You only get to pick one. If you could only watch one rehearsal tomorrow, which one would it be?
Rehearsal, right? All the runs.
Jasmine, I see your hand.
Yeah, San Marino, absolutely. I love the song, and looking back at San Marino national final performance and the performance from Benidorm Fest last year, I think the band has a great potential for visuals, and I'm looking forward to see what they will come up with. And yeah, that's like San Marino is in my top 10. I love it, so that's my pick.
I will pick, actually, since I'm more of a doubter, for the lack of a better word, Netherlands. Because, it's considered, a popular song. Was it 3rd in the betting odds right now? I want to see what they come up with the song and see if they really make it something that I could be like, oh, okay, alrighty. Let's see. So that would be my pick. Anyone else has a pick?
Belgium. As a Belgian, I'm always going to watch my own country so that I can completely get an anxiety attack on my own terms, which is how I like my anxiety attacks.
All right.
And I have to relate to Boris and say Israel.
Yeah, I mean, it's a country. It's like, if Germany wasn't this one, I would pick Germany probably. So. Roy, do you have one? Are you going to pick the Netherlands?
I mean, I'm so excited to see what Netherlands is bringing, because there have been so many talks, and the person who is stage directing it is one of my favorite comedians in the Netherlands as well, and he has a mental brain, and I cannot wait to see what that brain came up with, and I'm very excited for that. But besides the Netherlands, I would probably pick Estonia to see if they tidied up the mess that they made in the national final.
I cannot relate to any of you guys because I'm always in the final with Germany, so it must suck to go for semis.
Wow.
Must be nice having to invent auto qualification for you.
Germany always gets last, maybe, but hey, at least we're there.
If Eurojury is to be believed, it will not be last this time. I don't know how accurate that is, but
I know. I'm just kidding. Alexandros, I think you have chosen one that you can watch tomorrow. Only one. Which one would it be?
I have to say Israel.
Israel too.
Yeah.
No, that is fair. Because there's some. It's like it sucks because the one that had national finals tend to be a little less exciting because you kind of feel like most of them will kind of copy paste a little bit what they've done before. But we have a good amount of just internal selections. Right? What? Let me see. No, Georgia was an internal selection. The song Belgium was, Israel the song was, and Netherlands, right? So
despite San Marino having a national final, it's the San Marino's national final. It's not really a national final that you can count on the live performance to say anything like it.
Oh, I can see Megara came for with a staging in that national final. That. So I can see that Roy, especially someone who also believes in San Marino. Do you think they're going to keep it inspired / similar to what they've done, or they're going to switch it up? I kind of liked it.
I kind of liked it as well. I hope they polish it up a little more, but there should be more budget to really do that at the moment. I just really hope that they keep the very vibrant pink and black color scheme, because that will really make them stand out immensely. And That's just the one thing they need to keep. But I think they will.
I think I'm absolutely sure they will, and I'm wondering if those dancers will be present as well. I just don't want the lead singer to dance because that didn't really work in Benidorm last year. So let's not give her any choreography. And I believe there could be some budget behind them. Maybe if like Spain can, I don't know how that works right now, but maybe Spain can support them a little bit as well. We'll see.
Yeah. That's what's. I mean, they're definitely going to support them with the vote because that's guaranteed 12 points there, probably for San Marino. Who do you think will win the semi? Netherlands or Switzerland, or maybe a surprise one? So if you had to pick one, you cannot say or, right? Who is going to win the semi-final 2? I'm going to go with you first, Jonathan. Who is going to win?
For my sanity, I'm going to say Switzerland.
Switzerland. Jasmine, who is going to win semi 2 right now? This is all subject to change. Just you know.
It's hard to say because we didn't see anything from about Netherlands. So I'm gonna say the Netherlands.
Okay, one Netherlands, one Switzerland. Roy.
Netherlands. Just
Two
the running
Netherlands.
order is too favorable.
I will also say the Netherlands, only because Switzerland feels slightly more jury appeal than televote. Still going to do well, but I think Netherlands is with the running order and just, it just screams the winner to me. Alexandra's disappeared. Boris.
Yeah, I concur. It's going to be the Netherlands that win. At least that would have been my choice before rehearsals, which is what I'm basing it on.
Okay, so it's a 4-1. Sorry, you've been outvoted. Your sanity is probably at stake here after all. Okay, so let me bring back Alexandra's. There you are. Can you hear us? I know you lie. Your lips are moving.
But we don't hear anything.
I know. That's why I can't hear anything. You can lip sync for your life, but we cannot hear you.
It's the new installation of ESC United RuPaul's Drag Race.
I know, right?
I know you've been living a lie.
Yes. So people, okay, well, since that question was asked and people are like, you guys are so wrong. I'm like, it's an opinion right now. We cannot say for sure. Who will win the semi 2? Will it be the Netherlands or will it be Switzerland? Or I'm going to add the option other. And you can vote your asses off. So we'll go from there. So the Armenia picks are working. So while we're waiting for the poll results to come in, I will bring up La Pictures. Okay. Screen. There you go. All right. So there you can see. Okay.
Already love the size.
Yes. We need the colors. Love the colors. We need bright colors, energetic fun. We got the saxophone. We got the trumpet. We got the guitar. We got the drums. Okay. You see like instruments in the back as well on the LED. You see that big trumpet?
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And lots of bright colors. And then he plays the flute and she's pointing. Oh, this is going to be so. Oh.
That's going to be solo.
This is lovely.
We don't. Do we get a picture? Okay, so we don't know what it is, but there is stuff happening on the backdrop, colorful stuff. With
it looks like a pattern on a rug or something.
Yeah,
like the ones that they have in the music video.
Let me bring Alexander back in here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, perfect.
So another flute moment here. The saxophone guy is really impressed. Look at his face. He's like, oh.
Oh my god, he's got a flute.
And then here, look, and there's lots of red as well. It's not just
chickens.
Yellow.
Look at the chickens.
There's the chicken in the back. 1, 2, 3.
Look at all those chickens.
No. Yeah. Okay, and there's their faces as well. Like you see, like, is that them? I don't know. Is that her? I can't tell who that is in the picture, in the backdrop. But okay. Yay! Me likey very much. Roy, you were a fan as well of the whole option. So you're still happy with what you're seeing?
Very happy. This is exactly what I wanted from them, and it looks very nice and bright and colorful. And Jacqueline really stands out with her charisma as well. And also the way that she points towards the guy in that one picture, you just know there's going to be a solo to really highlight how talented he is as well. So just basically checking all the boxes that I want them to be checking.
So far, yes, I feel the same way. How about you, Jonathan? What are your initial?
Love it. This is what I want. First of all, the use of the color yellow is done good here, which is not something that you can take lightly. A lot of yellow stages can look cringe. I'm thinking of Switzerland 2017. It looks bad. It's poorly put in that cylinder, whatever that was. Doesn't belong there. This is good. This
Time Bell, right?
Yeah, Apollo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Apollo,
that
yes.
one. The Starburst motif, yeah.
But so first of all, props for that, and props for the props. They look really good. Yeah, they
Trademark.
look really good. I love the little triangular pattern on the lower boxes. They're very nice. And it looks like they're fully going into this traditional performance of we're here to play our instruments, to show you our culture. Let's go. This is all we need. And please, please, please let Armenia have a single chance to win Eurovision soon, because they desperately deserve it.
Okay. By the way, I'm just bringing up while we're talking Armenia. Actually, the chat slightly disagrees with us. 55% believe Switzerland will win the semi. 45% believe Netherlands, but it's a close one. So it looks like it'll be a toss-up. Oh wait, look, no, it's actually 44. I only looked at Netherlands get 45. I was wrong. I looked at the other, not Switzerland. Sorry, I forgot there was another option. Netherlands gets 44, so I'm wrong. 44% for the Netherlands, 36% actually believe some other country, and 18% believe Switzerland. So never mind. So it's the opposite. So it seems like this is the Netherlands semi to lose at this point, unless somebody else is going to creep up in the end. Who else wants to speak? Jasmine, what are you thinking?
I really love the staging. I actually I've been resisting this whole Armenia story because the song for me it's too repetitive. It just goes on. And while I like some aspects of it as a package, it doesn't work for me because it's not really anything new for me. I've heard a song like that for many, many times. But I, just like Greece, I was willing to push it higher if they execute it well live. And this is promising, so I will not be mad when it qualifies, because this is not if, it is when. So yeah, Jonathan stole my comment about the yellow stagings, as always. So I have nothing else to add. I just like this yellow and red combination. That's rarely seen, and it works really nice here. So yeah, actually, I'm pretty happy with this.
Okay, Alexandros, I know you were not it's not like your #1 song, let's put it that way. So I'd love to hear your insight.
Well, my opinion is that what I believe and what I believe it will happen are two different things. I want Armenia to qualify, of course, and I like the song, but what I believe is going to happen with there is a problem with the too much, for some reason. I don't know why there is a problem. For me, there is not one problem in that song, but in the Eurovision community, there is a problem with ethnic elements. For example, let's say
Oh my God, the
that was
suspense.
2 years ago.
You're frozen, Alexander. Oh,
The Armenian hackers.
I know the Armenians hacked our stream because Alexandros had some criticism, even if it was constructive. It was just like, it's like the Greek delegation walking up on me again.
I mean, when Greece's telephone 12 goes to Armenia anyway.
Yeah.
That would be lovely. But what I was saying is, I remember Spain last year, which got 5 points from the televote, and France the year before, which got almost the same, I think, votes from the public, they were very low. I don't know why. I don't have an explanation for that, but for some reason there is a pattern when a song has too much ethnic elements and not something that is mainstream, because mainstream wins the ethnic elements over the too much ethnic elements.
There is some
Does it
truth to
depend-
it. However, no, you go ahead first, actually.
Well, I just want to say it depends on what kind of ethnic we're talking about, because
Yes.
some ethnic is more accessible than other. Then again, we have the question of language. Is it in English or is it in that some language of that country? Because Albania, what they do, they usually do ethnic stuff. Like 21, 2019, 23, I believe those were ethnic inspired and people loved those, at least enough to qualify. And then again, we have some others that are totally dismissed, like Croatia 2013. That kind of ethnic.
2013.
That
what
would
was
work.
Croatia? Oh, those five,
Nigeria.
six guys singing. Yeah. What's
So
that
I
style
believe
called?
we have different variations of ethnic and different approaches there.
What is that style called again in
Ukraine 21 is
2013?
also very ethnic, and that was top 5.
Which one?
Ukraine 21.
I mean, think of
Shouldn't-
Moldova. I think this is more in line with Moldova 22 vibes to me. Do you know what I mean? Like uplifting fun. So
Yeah.
that's why. But I understand it's not every ethnic song. Like, you know, I think it's also a very broad term. You know, so it's not always as
It's
great.
I think it's kind of in line with Jan Jan in a sense. That was also a very fun and joyful song from Armenia. Like, I think the main issue with really the ethnic things is a question of relatability and whether you can look past it. And the main vibe for Jako has always been one of pure joy, unassuming joy. And it's very unpretentious in that regard. And I think the vibe will just resonate with a lot of people. It's true. And AI, like, you know, that had an entire backstory to it, but it also had like a very creative sort of artistic idea. It was not an easy entry to get into if you didn't have a clear entry point with that entry, which is why I
But
thought
don't
it
you
would
think,
flop
like-
from the start. I don't have the feeling with Armenia this time around. It's going to relate to
Doesn't it
a decent
depend
amount of people.
also on, sorry, doesn't also depends on how many like ethnic songs you have? Like last year we had 1 or 2, like this year we have 5. So
Yeah, this year you have more.
4 to
They have
5.
definitely more, but like it is full televote after all, and it's Armenia, which is a notorious televote country, with a song that is very positive and happy, and happiness sells. So
yeah, for that I agree.
I think with AI and Fulen is that they were just a bit too difficult for the general audience to really get into. I think they're just a bit too artsy and maybe a little too dark.
they were esoteric. They were non-conventional. Whereas I
Yeah,
feel like
and
Jako
this one is
very
way more
conventional.
accessible and just very fun and just a bit more simple. And I think
It's kind
people
of-
will like it.
It's kind of what Yasmin just said. Like, you know, he's heard that sort of song many, many times. My mom, who grew up on a farm in Bulgaria, immediately recognized the vibe as well. She picked up on that instantly. She loves that song also. Like, I know that, like, for every Yasmin out there, there's going to be someone in Eastern Europe who's going to relate to that song because of its, you know, because of its recognizability. It's very, you know, Eastern European, even though the Armenians are technically not Slavs. They have been in Russia's sphere of influence, who are Slavic. So it's always going to have a little bit of overlap in the instrumentation, in the rhythms, in the way they present themselves, in the attitude. Like, this is going to go pretty well in Eastern Europe, I think.
And
Czechia-
even in
Czechia's-
Israel, which is
Czechia's
not
Tik
Europe.
Tok! Where is Gabe? Where is Gabe?
Jonathan, finish your sentence. Sorry. Finish your
Oh,
thought.
I said even in Israel, which is not in Europe, you can definitely hear that style of music quite often. Like, it is recognizable in a lot of places.
Yes,
Yeah.
but Israel also has a lot of immigrants that come from Eastern Europe, like specifically like
Yes.
the Ashkenazi Jews. They're almost always Poles, Russians, Ukrainians, Romanians. Like, you know, of course, they
Yep.
brought their music styles with you, because why would you throw away something that is fun and works? You know,
Exactly.
All right. Here we go. Again, muting will happen at some point.
First note she sings is already bad. Sorry.
What? Okay, sorry.
this is not an effective way to cover your nipples, dear. It really isn't.
Well, it's a bra, so it's fully covered actually.
It is covered, but it looks like she isn't.
I know. Well, it's an intentional.
Gemstones on it.
Cute.
low volume.
They'll cut it off right before the pedestal one day.
There's one long shot on this one too.
Interesting.
Okay, so it was interesting that they had only one long shot here because the other one had lots of edits. This time, not so much. Roy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was. I think it was better than I expected from the description of it all. Like it seemed pretty. I wasn't sure with the lowered cubes if it would be a bit too claustrophobic, but I think the cameraman will be very zoomed in on her, and I like that the dancers kind of walk past her. In the low, she's pretty okay, I think. Yeah, it overall just kind of looked pretty decently. I just wish it had a little bit more color, maybe. But that can be in a different part of the song. Like, I just wonder why they just deliberately chose to put this little part only in there.
Yeah.
Like, is it to hide something, or is it to really show?
I feel like the delegation has.
Oh yeah, 100%. The delegations choose what will be put in those TikToks.
Yeah. So I certainly. Who just disappeared?
Alexandros.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So was there a backup singer at all, or not really? I didn't hear. I couldn't tell. Did anybody hear that? No.
No. I what I'm getting from the staging here is that they're attempting something similar to Vesna. They're trying to sort of bump up like the artistique thing to make it look more sophisticated, which I think is okay in a sense, but I'm not sure whether it's going to work this time around. Like My Sister's Crown was a really good song on top of that. And the main problem with it was that it looked like 6 women competing for the same spot, for the same spotlight.
Yeah.
And here, you don't really have that problem. The problems are Aiko's perceived lack of breath control, which doesn't look like it's fully fixed. We'll see about that.
Yeah, I'm on the other end. It was, I mean, the volume was really low of her singing. I'm not sure if it was just the way it was picked up in the audience, or if she was singing really low. You know, it was just not very. If she were to sing in a similar low voice or like tone, it would be an issue because there is a lack of stank and energy behind it. So, and that song is aggressive, right? Even like in the chorus, you cannot be too soft. So that would be my biggest concern here from what I am observing. So I'm a little bit more hesitant actually after listening to this, because it's not that I have one concern or one red flag, but a few. You know, the voice right now, even though I wouldn't say she was off pitch, it seemed like there was some missing. And it's a rehearsal. It's a rehearsal. A lot of people hold back, but they know that people will judge them. So, you know, they shouldn't, you know, too much. I'm not a crazy fan of the outfit. And as Roy pointed out, it may be too ready dark as well. So all of these may be fixed, and it looks most amazingly on camera. But right now, those are a few concerns of mine. Anyone else has any thoughts on Czechia?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I actually think that
am I the only? Sorry.
Jonathan, you first, and then you, Alexandros. Okay. Go ahead, Jonathan.
I actually think this is a very effective staging, because what I assume is going to be from the pictures and the video that we've just seen is that the box creates some sort of a ceiling and the camera will be rotating around her, similarly to the music video that she has filmed before, with a lot of people passing by around her, and it would look like she's in a room. And I think that could be very cool. Obviously, the main issue has always been her vocals. Gabe said he's the #1 Aiko defender, then I'm the #2. And I think that if they just add just a little bit more backing vocalist, we can overlook that enough for the staging to be good. The song is fantastic. And yeah, it's a big uphill battle if she can even qualify. But if there is someone who can win that battle, maybe.
Sometimes I wish they could, televoters would have to rank all of the songs, not just vote for their favorites. Yes. Songs like this would have a shot, you know, so maybe there's someone's fifth favorite, but you're not going to vote for it. And I think that's the biggest issue for them. Alexandros, go ahead. You had a thought.
I just wanted to say that I want Slovenia and Czechia to like give their stages to each other. Like I prefer the brightness and not the exact staging, of course. But like I would prefer Czechia to have a more bright staging and Slovenia to have a more dark staging. I don't know, but I think these two are the only ones this year that I've seen that they do not match 100% their vibe. But only these two.
Yeah, but it might
I
be
would
the
agree.
same, though, because as I recall, like Slovenia was pretty well received by the people who saw the rehearsal in full, apparently, from what I've seen. So maybe there's just a lot of things going on that we can't really discern from, like, a few pictures and a TikTok. I still harp back to how Vesna seemed like they were doing too many things that looked inorganic, and then it just came together on a stage for me, and they ended up second in my ranking. You just never know with these things. Like, some countries look like... I also remember in 2021 where like a lot of people were really excited about Samantha Tina, and then myself, Matt, and Melanie were all like, huh?
I know. I thought it was just...
Like, people like that. It was crap. But like, we had seen the full thing, and they had not, and they had to go like through pictures that made it look really good, and like 5 seconds of the song that were, as it happened to be, the only 5 seconds of the song that didn't suck. So it can sometimes be deceptive.
I would agree with you.
Like you need to have faith in Slovenia and in Czechia.
Go ahead, Jasmine.
The lack of belief that will cause them to NQ.
I would agree with you. Like, everybody is always talking about how she's shouting during the chorus and all that. But I've accepted that part. I don't accept those verses, and we've heard one of them. She's so low I can barely hear her. And I don't think that's a mixing issue. It's just the style she chose, how to sing that verse. And that's like, even in the studio version, it's really low. And when I was looking this clip, it totally fell apart for me, and I don't see the future for it at this point. After this rehearsal clip, I think it has no chance of qualifying. That's where I'm standing right now.
Yeah. Let me one final poll here for us. Who do you think? I'm not saying... Oh, there's a poll up still, by the way. I need to end this one real quick. I keep forgetting that I'm doing polls. And our team here, just by hand. Who do you think... Who think Czechia has a decent shot? Not guaranteed, but a decent shot of qualifying. Raise your hand. So we got 1.5. So, Alexander, do you still think they're in the running to qualify?
I mean, you said it has a decent shot.
Decent,
I mean,
yeah, a decent shot.
Like a decent, yeah, I believe that,
Decent?
but I'm not 100%.
Okay,
Sure.
and Jonathan,
Well.
you're thinking, because that was like a delayed one.
It's more wishful thinking at this point because I want her in. But realistically, this is the semifinal of death for me. There are so many favorites here that I want to qualify and I don't think can qualify. So I've accepted already I'm going to lose several favorites, whether it's that or Malta or San Marino.
Okay. All right, so we gotta call days already way longer than anticipated. It's the longest live stream so far, but we'll be back tomorrow morning. Some of us, I will be there, and then I don't know the schedule by heart, where we discuss the second half of semi 2, and then the next day we're gonna have the second run through of the entire first semi. It's gonna be nuts, and then the day after, we're going to have the first group of semi 2 as well as the big 5 rehearsing for the first time. So then after that, we'll have at least an idea of all performances so far. So just a few more days. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Boris. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Alexandros, for showing up today.
Thank you, Matt, for having us.
Yeah, that's... you're very welcome.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Matt.
my brain. And I'll see you all on the other side. Everyone in the chat, make sure I put up the link soon, okay? So you got to go because there's so much work to do.
Get some sleep, Matt.
Now it's 8 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. I'm waking up now.
He's got to work, Roy.
I know. I'm just starting out. All right, I'll talk to you all later.
See you, chat.
Bye.